We live. We live. Let's get into it.
You should know he bro. He a fucking white boy.
Hey, niggas go to other states and try to beat them niggas. Nigga, we be in our city, we them niggas. Hey, he caught a shot to the head, I hate to be that nigga. Hey, I keep one in the head, it could be that nigga. Bitch, I'm a real scrapper. We fuck with robbers, dealers, murderers, and kidnappers. Shoot your block up first and we shoot up your crib after. Fuck your family up, it ain't no happily ever after. Look at these rappers rapping about some shit that never happened. Niggas be mad cause we get money and we get real active. Tryna slide through the six, that shit like Fear Factor. I keep heat on me, I make you cool down. Thinking you bad wolf till you get blue down. I been running this shit up ever since I ran it up. Nigga, you can try your luck, but I don't think you're man enough. How the fuck you say we beefing, but you really a fan of us? I ain't gotta do shit, nigga, a band to get you touched. Hey, I do what I feel like, this bitch heavy, but it feel light. Nigga, we don't play, we do this shit in real life. Hey, thought he got away then, he said something don't feel right. Hey, we hit him in a place where I bet he don't heal right. We them niggas, yeah, we them niggas. We them niggas, yeah, we them niggas. We them niggas, yeah, we them niggas. We them niggas, bitch, we them niggas. Ay.
I'm a demon, but got on Palm Angel. Hit they block 4D, we shoot from all angles. Put his ass in a box, that's a rectangle. Make his ass disappear like Chris Angel. We the ones that made niggas change hoods. Test that drink up in the alley, make sure that thing good. I'll never change up, I'm in the same hood. He say he from Scrap Gang, it must be two hoods. I'm fresh up off of here, you smell a gunpowder. He think he a drug lord, he watching too much power. You better watch how you move this 40 in my trousers. Ayy, one shot to the head, now he all on the browser. Ayy, I just popped a perk 30 right now. Pick that pipe up and make that nigga pipe down. Oh, you tough, you think you buff, you wanna fight now? Caught them all like it, ayy, it was a wipe down.
We them niggas, yeah, we them niggas. We them niggas, yeah, we them niggas. We them niggas. Yeah, we them niggas. We them niggas. Bitch, we them niggas.
What's good, y'all? What's good? Shout out to the chat. I'm just gonna let y'all know one thing. I think I did this not in the right order, so I gotta look on another screen or whatever to be able to see the chat. But what's good, y'all? Miss Ray Moody, Danielle, Concealed Ringleader, No Nonsense Stucky, salute. Y'all, oh, what's good, Tyrant's Bane? So I'm not going to be here for too long, but I did want to catch up with y'all. And my booty all stuck to this seat and shit. I got on shorts. You know when you sit on leather, that shit be sticking and shit. But look, so tonight it'll be my last night. I got a new lip ring in, and it's kind of a little bit longer than what I'm used to, so I keep, like, every time I go to bite it, like, my tooth catches it, but I had to get used to it or something. I swear this the same size. But anyway, this is my last night working overnights. Well, not overnights, but you know, that type. Now the only other time that I won't be like available is if we have a skip or something like that. But y'all, I'm back on my day shift after I'm, tomorrow I'm off, but after my off day, then I'm back on day shift. So I will be in y'all face a lot more. Shout out to Red Wing Hockey. Salute. I did break a nail and shit. Motherfucker was trying to open up their car door and shit, but I got I was finna say a doctor's appointment. I got a nail appointment tomorrow, whatever, if I just don't do it myself. But y'all, so I know some of y'all know about this whole trial and all that. Like, I got a lot of stuff that I want to talk about, but I want to do it right time, right place, or whatever. But I wanted y'all to know that I miss y'all so much. What's good, Sierra? We about to be back in effect or whatever. And I ain't gonna make no promises and shit, but y'all will definitely see me more than y'all been seeing me the last, you know what I'm saying, not that long. You know, whatever. I don't know. But I'm trying to get back on schedule. But y'all... So I think other people was talking about this. I know that other people in the YouTube streets or whatever, but I think a couple other people that I do watch was kind of talking about this. However, like sometimes when I'm at work and I am watching other people's content, you know, I miss Lily Gal, but Lily Gal used to always say, put your head on a swivel. Your head got to be on a swivel. You can't be always in the comment section and all of that and stuff like that. So you got to focus. So sometimes I'll be half-assed there, but my intentions is good. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like my hair and shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying some things out or whatever. But much love, Red Wing Hockey. Salute, salute. Yeah, please make sure you smash that like button. You know, they still fucking with me or whatever. But we got to talk about this because I don't know if y'all know, but Ronnie O'Neal had killed his wife, not his wife, his baby mama Kenyatta, and also his daughter, and I believe it was 2018. Now it's going to trial. Now I am upset because y'all know that I be on these trials, okay? But this trial is not like highly, like they kind of talking about it, but it's not like how it normally is. And I think that that's weird because this same judge in this same exact courtroom is actually the one with Granville Ritchie. And I actually want to pull that up as well, just so you know that I'm not just pulling shit up on my ass. We ain't gonna watch the whole trial, but what we will do is watch this little short clip about her sentencing Granville Ritchie to death for the rape of 9-year-old Felicia Williams. Now, if you're not, you know, informed about this case, y'all, make sure that you check out this channel that we're on now. Go all the way to the bottom, okay? And you will see, hold on, I gotta fix my screen thing. You will see a case called Granville Ritchie where he murdered a little ass girl. I'm sorry to put it that way, but she was 9 years old. After he raped her, he put her body in a suitcase. We covered the whole motherfucking trial. So, when I seen his outburst in court, okay, now, it is important for me to mention, I'm sure that a lot of people know, but Ronnie O'Neal is representing himself. And he put on a show, y'all. He put on a show. I'm sure a lot of y'all seen it because we like true crime. What's good, Hope? A.K.A. Petra, salute. Pre-dem, what's good? Didn't mean to dox you there, whatever, but it just helps with my mental. You know what I'm saying? But what's good? So I'm going to really quick show you this 5-minute and 38-second clip. Okay, now we do got other things that I want to go over where it will be non-interrupted. As you see when I'm on this stream like this, child, please, we have very little issues. Okay, but what was I going to say? Okay, what was I going to say? Like, I have so much I want to tell y'all. I feel like I just ain't seen y'all in so long. You feel what I'm saying? What is good, Lola? Oh, R Fox, salute. To R Fox as well. So the other day on one of my other channels, you know, the platform that I use, you know, sometimes, and not to bring up donations or whatever, but I didn't know about this. So I guess I was asked here when I first set it up, and you could donate through credit card. Y'all, I went in there just, you know, maintaining, going to my merch store and stuff and seeing what is offered or whatever, what is not offered or what I want to do with it and stuff like that. So on what would be Queen's Throne TV, I went in there and I looked and it said donations, you know what I'm saying, $200 and something. And I was like, what? I didn't know about that. So shout out to them because there's multiple ways to donate to me. Not saying that so y'all can donate. I'm just saying that it was over a year. Like, we're talking about last fucking, you know what I'm saying, year around this time. So I feel bad if I did not acknowledge those people. I know I'm hella late, but sometimes with these live streaming platforms and stuff like that, it is not, you know, that easy to get that information away. Or I didn't just know to pay attention. I don't know. But I appreciate that so much, and I did include that. It was like a little bit short than $100, like $200, but basically $200. It was like $197.8 or whatever. So I added that to my goal. But I do want to play this video right here because this is the same judge that's hearing the Ron O'Neal, and we don't do this shit for fake. Like, I see that there's, you know, certain channels bringing it up that this is really not their league or whatever, but shout out to them for, you know, getting interested in crime. I say that out of love, not hate, but I was kind of blown away, like, what? They talking about this, and maybe because this dude just acted so crazy in court. But I want to give you a baseline. I want to show you the judge, because when I seen the judge, I was like, I seen her before. And I actually was like, that is the judge from this other, you know, case. And it was just in my mind that way. And then I was like, no. Like, she made this specific face. And I was like, no, she is in the Granville Ritchie trial. So I'm going to show this. I'm going to shut the fuck up. Like I said, I miss y'all. What's good, spicy? What is good? Shout out to anybody I may have missed. It definitely was not intentional. Please make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, you know, subscribe or whatever. I doubt that, but you know what I'm saying? Let's get it. So, again, this is a case concerning Granville Ritchie, a 9-year-old girl, a couple of punk bitches that wanted to, you know, lie for the dude or whatever because they was fucking him. And it, like, the shit was outrageous. But y'all know that I love my trials. There are a couple other ones that I'm looking at. And, you know, I'm finna see what shake or whatever. But, and I do need to come more informed. I do apologize because my kids had the patio door just open than a motherfucker. And so a fly got in my motherfucking house. So, right now we are looking at ABC Action News. Shout out to them. But again, this is a case that we covered already. This is just the sentencing. This is the judge, same judge in the case that we're going to talk about briefly today. Again, I can't stay long because this is my last overnight, well, you know, night shift or whatever that I'll be doing for a long time, hopefully. But let's get it.
In the instant case, the jury unanimously found that each of the aggravating factors presented by the state were proven beyond a reasonable doubt, and that the aggravating factors outweighed the mitigating circumstances presented by defendant. The jury unanimously found that defendant should be sentenced to death. As such, the court has now conducted its own weighing process as required by law. Mr. Ritchie, I need you to stand and please approach the podium.
He out of there, y'all. And he deserved that shit. He really do.
Mr. Ritchie, the court has thoroughly reviewed and considered the record concerning defendant's trial, including both the guilty and penalty proceedings, as well as the memoranda submitted by both the state and the defense. The court has also evaluated and weighed the aggravating factors the jury has found to exist beyond a reasonable doubt, and the mitigating circumstances established by the evidence. The court acknowledges that this weighing is not a quantitative comparison, but instead requires a qualitative analysis of each aggravating factor and each mitigating circumstance. The court has assigned an appropriate weight to each and finds that the aggravating factors found to exist heavily outweigh the mitigating circumstances presented. The court finds that the jury's recommendation to impose a death sentence is consistent with its verdict and is based on the evidence presented regarding the aggravating and mitigating circumstances. The court agrees with the jury's unanimous recommendation based on its own assessment of the aggravating factors weighed against the mitigating.
Yes, a 9-year-old. And he sexually assaulted her very bad. The case is very hard, but you want to talk about twists, turns, and bitches that ain't shit that would lie for a man that, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, and not protect a child or anything like that. That case is a doozy. So I just want to warn you that it's a motherfucker. But I think this man is getting his just due. I'm going to shut back up again, you know what I'm saying?
Mitigating circumstances.
But when it's over, I'll be talking again.
The court finds that the aggravating factors substantially outweigh the mitigating circumstances and sufficiently warrant a sentence of death in this case.
30.
Therefore, the court finds that the sentence of death is the appropriate penalty the court should impose for the murder of 9-year-old Felicia Williams, as charged in count 1 of the indictment. Accordingly, as to count 1, for the first-degree murder of Felicia Williams, the defendant, Granville Ritchie, is hereby sentenced to death. Defendant shall be delivered into the custody of the Florida Department of Corrections at the Florida State Prison, where he shall be confined until a date certain, selected by the governor of the state of Florida. And on that date, defendant shall be executed in a method provided for by the laws of the state of Florida. As to count 2, for the sexual battery of a victim less than 12 years of age by a defendant over the age of 18, committed against 9-year-old Felicia Williams, defendant shall be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. As to count 3, for the aggravated child abuse of
Rachel, I forgot about sound bites. Like, it's so lovely over here, it's so stress-free and shit.
Felicia Williams, defendant shall be sentenced to 30 years imprisonment. Counts 1, 2, and 3 shall run consecutively to each other. However, the 2 cases you pled to earlier today will run concurrent with count 1. Defendant is hereby notified that this sentence is subject to automatic review by the Supreme Court of Florida. Counsel will be appointed by separate order to represent defendant for that purpose. Further, pursuant to section 922.105 Florida statutes, defendant has 30 days from the issuance of a mandate from the Supreme Court of Florida affirming the sentence.
You just made the list!
To elect death by electrocution by the procedures required by law. Mr. Ritchie, I do have one final thing to say to you. There will be no corporal redemption for you. And what I mean by that is of your physical being, your person. You will remain incarcerated until the date of your death is scheduled to occur. However, I do not know what your spiritual leanings are, and it really does not matter to me either way. I am very grateful that I live in a country where people can believe or disbelieve anything they choose, and that applies to you equally. However, if you do ever pray to a higher power, either now or at some point before the date of your death is scheduled to occur, and you truly seek forgiveness and redemption for the sins and the crimes you have committed, I hope that you are granted it. And I do still see the humanity in you.
That one time that justice came through like a motherfucker. Okay. Hello.
May God have mercy on your soul, Mr. Ritchie.
And still, his death doesn't bring back baby girl, but it lessens the hurt and the pain and shit. Because I really think about this Felicia Williams case and all these other cases that I've covered a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's fucked up. And a couple I need to go and check and see if there's been updates. Because sometimes it could be years before an update. Look at this Ronnie O'Neal thing that happened 3 years ago. Sometimes it could be more than that. I've seen cases where it's been 10 years, you know what I mean?
We are now concluded, other than I am going to read.
I thought the electric chair was outlawed, but I don't know all the way. I know that they're not using it no more in Vegas. Don't ask me why that's important, but I don't know about other states, but I will find that out. I hope they just fry him, or because I think that lethal injection is just too humane for a motherfucker like him.
The note that I received that was unsealed, or that was sealed, I'm now going to unseal it. And it is a card, and it says, "I thank God as I remember you." 2 Timothy 1:3, and it's from the family of Felicia Williams, and it's a photograph of Felicia, aka Sugar Plum. And I wish to thank you all for this. God bless all of you. Thank you very much. We're now concluded.
So I did want to include that because I thought we covered that, but maybe we didn't, because sometimes I get sidetracked with everything going on. And like I said, it's important to note that that very same judge is the same judge in this case. Now the baby mama's name in this case with Ronnie O'Neal, her name was Kenyatta And, you know, this case is fucked up. Now, I didn't know about this case until just recently, like the whole case. I don't know what I was doing when this shit came out, but I really just don't feel like, because I pretty much pulled up every news clip that I could find on it. However, after 3 years, I feel like it should be a little bit more. But we're going to run through these news clips. Of course, I will save the longest one for the end, which is the, to me, most comical. Like, I don't know if dude really thought he was on Law and fucking Order, but he did too much. Like, period, point blank. He did way too much, period. But I'm very disappointed that, you know, the Granville Ritchie case, the case that we just got done looking at, we covered every aspect of it. Okay, we was in the courtroom 6 hours. Motherfuckers was talking about how your live stream so long, bitch. We looking at a whole trial. Fuck is you doing? You know what I'm saying? But so we was there, and I wanted to do the same thing, like low key. Before I knew, I hit my boss up, like, you know what I'm saying? Look, there's a trial coming up, and the shit's crazy. I explained it to him, and he was like, "Bet I'll move you to back to day shifts or whatever. Like, you good and shit like that." So I could be here and cover it, you know, because I work best at night sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But then I found out that they wasn't really finna do this. So we gonna get into some other shit. Regardless, I'll be back. But salute everybody. TMK Media, salute. Jeremiah, salute. Question: what about the white man who killed more than 5 people in a shooting, yet he don't get the death penalty? Who you talking about? Dylan Ruth? Because I don't really think that case was real, but we could look at it. But it might get kind of dangerous if I get to call them motherfuckers crisis actors and shit, and I'm gonna have proof as to why, you know what I'm saying, if they don't scrub the shit. But if that's who you're talking about, Jermaine, you know, let me see. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure that I stay in connection with y'all comments. So we're gonna take a look at this. Now, there's not, you know, really much I could show you as far as the trial so far. We're kind of gonna have to go off of and rely on it. Y'all know I don't like doing this, what the mainstream media says. The reason why I like looking at the whole trial is because true crime is just dealing with the crime. It's not dealing with what the news reporters is saying and the articles and all that. It's just the shit in the case, period, point blank. Nothing else, nothing added, nothing added on my end or nobody else's end. So we're gonna start today with this clip right here. Now, a couple of them, like in the first beginning, maybe out of not out of line, but you know, out of order. Bear with me though, I was rushing and shit, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's get it. Again, this is the Ronnie O'Neal case. I be missing y'all, and I be like, damn, I want to talk forever and shit. But I'm gonna be back. Maybe I'll have like just a talking live where we, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out some shit. But let's get it though. I still got StreamYards too, but let's see what's going on.
Something a child should never see. An 8-year-old Riverview boy telling deputies that he saw his father shoot his mother. And that woman and a little girl are
Should have never had to see that.
Channel 8's Corey Davis joining us now live.
At all.
He is off of Big Bend Road. He has some exclusive video for us and some new details. Corey.
Hey Keith, good evening. Right now, people around here are really scratching their heads over this one, wondering what went on inside this home, causing someone to snap, take life.
Yeah, he did, and we'll be talking about that as well. I mean, and then the fact that a detective had adopted the child, you know what I mean? And then he had to just go and face this man that brutally murdered not only his mother, but his sister right in front of him. And he was, you know, supposed to be next. Like, that had to be rough.
Lives and even hurt young kids.
This is Streamlabs. I could talk to you more behind the scenes about it. Basically, you have to have a pretty strong computer because unlike you know, other platforms that people are using, like StreamYards per se, your computer does all the work. Like, your computer literally has to hold the stream. And this is another thing that I'm trying to show y'all, that it's not my internet when shit go bad, because I got business level internet. You know what I'm saying? But which is a pretty penny, but I like it because, you know, I got kids and shit. Motherfuckers be streaming shit on 13 different devices in this boat. You know what I mean? But just to show, you know, also, and I like it. It's more entertaining. You know what I mean? It's shit going on and all that. I was gonna change my background and stuff, but I'm working on some things, so I don't want to give shit away or nothing. But y'all like my background and stuff? Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all right quick. Hold on. You like that? You like that? That's what I did yesterday. I was sweating and shit. It was hot. Okay. All right, anyway, let me quit playing.
A loving mother shot and killed on Pike Lake Drive while trying to get away from her killer.
It's devastating. It's not only that, it's like right here at my house, too. My home. We're right close to it.
Erica Worthy can't believe it, telling us it seemed like yesterday that Kenyatta Barron was helping her son with math.
I'm speechless. Put it like that, speechless.
Deputies found Barron dead.
Yeah, he got adopted, and I think that's good that he got adopted too. Hopefully, you know, the detective, even though it's, you know, he 12 or whatever, but I think that is good. You know what I mean? If obviously that, I hope that would show that detectives' heart is obviously in the right place. We can't never just assume that all cops are bad. You know, I'll tell you right now that's a motherfucking lie, because I met some pretty good cops. Like, they do shit without, you know, that's good and honorable, without recording it, without wanting really shit. It's some secret type of shit, but they heart is in the right place. They, you know what I mean? I can go on and on, but, you know, that's definitely not all cops.
Outside a neighbor's house after making a frantic 911 call.
Thank
Dispatchers
you.
could hear a man in the background yelling Allah Akbar, declaring that God is the greatest. When deputies found Barron's body, they noticed the house next door was on fire. In this exclusive video, you can hear investigators react to seeing an 8-year-old boy walk out of the home with horrible stab wounds, telling deputies his father shot his mother. Neighbors call the boy Little Ronnie.
I really feel really bad for little Ronnie, because when he actually come out of whatever he's in right now, he's gonna be traumatized.
After rescuing little Ronnie, investigators tell us they found a young girl stabbed to death inside the burning home.
I don't wish that on anybody. I wouldn't even wish that on a dog.
Deputies also
At
tell
all.
us they found a man named Ronnie O'Neill III inside the home, smelling like gasoline. They had to use a taser to take him down. Right now, O'Neill is charged with taking 2 lives and trying to kill his young son, who shares his name. And the
That
Cook
shares his name, fam.
friend tells us that O'Neill and Barron were in an on and off again relationship over the years. Keith?
Corey Davis reporting live.
Oh, it does look like yours. You got purple too, or just you pick different colors?
For us, thank you.
That's what's up, Dr. Bombay. TMK Media. Damn, this damn stupid ass fly fucking with me because my lights in here. The rest of the house on this floor is, you know what I mean, dark. So, of course, they gonna come because my kids left the damn patio door open. I was like, why would you do that? Okay, so let's go back to down to the bottom again. We starting with news clips from the beginning, but there's not that many, and they short, so. All right, so I don't know why this is on mute.
Now we're learning a Riverview man accused of nearly killing his entire family may have threatened them before the incident. News Channel 8's Corey Davis joins us now live from the Tampa News Center. Now, Corey, there is a lot of evidence that's shedding light on Ronnie O'Neill III.
Hey, Josh, good evening to you. Most definitely, and the evidence is all here in roughly 24 CDs of interviews and documents painting a picture of what may have led to the killings. Family of Kenyatta Barron and her 9-year-old daughter, Ronivia O'Neill, are still mourning after their murders
Cute
back in March.
girl.
These newly released photos show Ronnie O'Neill III, just after Hillsborough deputies say he killed his girlfriend and daughter, tried to murder his young son before setting the house on fire. The charges show that deputies believe O'Neill was able to think this out. We're now hearing in interviews just released that some people didn't see any signs of trouble at the home until screams for help that night. Others say O'Neill threatened his girlfriend in the past and was seen on the roof yelling well before the incident. The night of the murders, deputies say he made a 911 call ranting about demons, calling Kenyatta by her nickname, Kiki.
911, what is your emergency? Hey, I just been attacked by some white demons inside Kiki. Kiki, her name is Kiki, and she tried to kill me. What's she at? Huh?
Kenyatta called 911 begging for her.
So the demon was white and the demon's name was Kiki. I'm not saying that's impossible. However,
life, while deputies say O'Neal yelled Allah Akbar in the background. New evidence shows that there may have been tension over his efforts to convert the family to Islam. And O'Neal has spoken out several times in court, at one point saying the media is portraying him as,
what's good, observing stuff,
quote, a menace to society. Doctors now say he's incompetent to stand trial, and just a couple days ago, he was moved to a state hospital where he'll stay until he's
Dr. Bombay, I didn't know you didn't have a wrench, my bad, but you got one now.
Fit to come back. Live in the Tampa News Center, Corey Davis, News Channel 8.
That's another thing I don't like about StreamYards is you can't really see your chat. You know what I mean? So I do apologize about that. Okay, so, and like I said, I got some other shit. I don't want to give it away, but we gonna just deal with this today. I'm gonna knock out this damn night of work, and then shit, we gonna be back tomorrow. And I'll be back hopefully on a more normal basis. I don't want to make no, promises because life happens and shit. But, I miss y'all like a motherfucker. So this is same case. We're just following up. Next clip.
And today, jury selection starts in a high-profile double murder trial.
Yes, Streamlabs is OBS. Yep.
Ronnie O'Neal III is accused of killing his girlfriend, her daughter, and then...
But it's two different programs. And then they also own Melon, which is like StreamYards.
Stabbing his own son in Riverview. 8 on your sides, Marco Villarreal live this morning at the Hillsborough County Courthouse to explain what's set to begin today. Good morning, Marco.
Hey, good morning, Avery. This was a crime that shocked many in the community, very gruesome. And Ronnie O'Neal is not one to cooperate with authorities, starting with the night that he was taken in by Hillsborough County deputies.
Sit down.
They just tased him.
Deputies arriving at the home of Ronnie O'Neal III in March of 2018 found his girlfriend, Kenyatta Barron, shot in the front yard, later dying. Her daughter, Renivia O'Neal, stabbed and dead inside the house, along with his own...
And then how could you stab, like, your child, fam? Like, that's... Like, shooting them, that's definitely fucked up, too. But stabbing them, like...
Son, also named Ronnie,
is
suffering
even
from
worse.
Stab wounds and burns after O'Neal set the home...
But it's the same. You can have the same ending. I don't want that to sound crazy, but it's more like, I would think emotional. I don't know. I think I couldn't imagine doing either. However, like just taking a knife and just repeatedly stabbing like your child or anybody, you know what I mean, in your family or whatever, that's a little much to me. I don't know.
On fire. Later, O'Neal can be heard in released 911 calls yelling Allah Akbar and referring to his girlfriend. I've just been attacked by some white demon. Her name is Kiki, and she tried to kill me, and I just killed her. He has spoken out in court several times, at one point found incompetent to stand trial. Now, 8 on your side has learned he plans on representing himself, and fears are he will call his now 11-year-old son Ronnie to the stand, furthering the
definitely overkill
trauma to the child.
I really feel really bad.
And then I had heard him say in the longest clip that I'm gonna show, that I'm gonna save for last, but I heard him say that when his daughter came home from the hospital, she was 2 pounds and something ounces. Like, baby girl was already fighting for her life and going through shit. Like, it's just trash. And then he put it off on Kenyatta, the mother that he had murdered as well. And I'm wondering which one of these, people, the daughter or allegedly, you know what I'm saying, Kenyatta, the baby's mother, was allegedly Kiki, because Kiki couldn't have been in both of them. Now, I don't believe that Kiki was a thing, period. I think that at a point in time he was trying to play stupid, dumb, or whatever, but no.
Little Ronnie, because when he actually come out.
Yes, personal killings. Yes, you have to like have a personal vendetta against somebody or assault to just stab them up like that. That is an up close and personal thing. Like super up close and personal.
Of whatever he's in right now.
Facts, Hope.
He's gonna
Facts.
be traumatized.
Now, the state is seeking the death penalty in this case. Today, jury selection begins. It's a process that could last all week long. Reporting live in Tampa, Marco Villarreal, 8 on your side.
So there's that one. We got definitely some more. Let me knock these off, though, as they come in, because we've already given them credit. Again, I'm very disappointed that we're not going to be able to see the whole trial. I do understand, though, you know, that there's, the 8-year-old boy is now obviously 11. I understand that, you know, certain circumstances have to take place when children testify. However, I've also seen, you know, just like they were in there for the courtroom, you know, to kind of give you a basis of the case or whatever, as far as it's going on, but why they just can't stream the whole thing. Now, I heard that Court TV is streaming the whole thing. However, my issue is one time Court TV flagged me, but I noticed that with another person that I support, so I'm not going to bring their name up, they had shown a couple of clips, and they didn't get flagged. Maybe it was just, I don't know. It was just weird. Or maybe they changed it because it was, you know, a couple of years in advance. But I'm definitely looking for more coverage on this case because I want to know everything. Like if I could be a fly on the wall, okay? Yes, definitely Red Wing. Red Wing said stabbings is the most personal way of the killing next to strangling. Yes, I agree with that. Personally, yeah. And I even think that like crime scene experts will also, you know, support that opinion as well. What's good, Emmanuel? Because both of them, you have to get really up close and personal. And, you know, crimes of passion or crime like revenge and shit like that where it's really, really personal, those often be the situations. I'm just really sad that ultimately that little girl had to lose her life and also the mother, but that little girl could have been anything. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that Kenyatta couldn't either, you know what I'm saying, the baby's mother, but it's just tragic. So same case, just the next clip.
Were there warning signs before a Riverview man killed his daughter and her mother? Ronnie O'Neal also left his son injured and tried to burn down the family home on Pike Lake Drive. Fox 13's Evan Axelbank is at TGH where the little boy is recovering tonight.
Me too, Hope.
First of all, Evan, how is the little boy doing?
Well, Kelly, right now he is expected to recover, at least physically. The big question is why his own father allegedly did this, and we may never have a complete answer to that.
Neighbors heard the horrible moment.
It sounded like, just like, that's why I thought it was like a crash, but I guess it was like a shot from his gun.
At 11:43 last night, deputies say a 911 call came from Kenyatta Barron saying she had been shot. Ronnie O'Neal could be heard in the background.
Right after the shot, I heard yelling and screaming.
He was apparently screaming Allah Akbar and that he had been attacked by white demons. He said she tried to kill me and I just killed her. Deputies also say he killed their 11-year-old daughter and stabbed their 9-year-old son.
Right now, it's just a blow to the whole family. It really is. It is. We don't understand it.
O'Neal describes himself on Facebook as a member of the Nation of Islam. His neighbor says he had no idea about his personal life, but did say he had witnessed tense moments between O'Neal and Barron.
It was like raining outside and he was yelling at his wife on the shed they had out on the back. He was like up on top of the shelf yelling at his wife, and they're all he was like going crazy.
Following the shooting, deputies say O'Neal tried to burn down the house. Deputies needed stun guns to take him into custody. He's shown here in jail, where if deputies have their way, he will remain for a very long time.
She loved her children. She did everything she could. She took good care of those kids. She was the best mom. She was
That's
lovable.
sad. That's real sad.
Just a sweethearted person.
He is certainly facing plenty of charges tonight. One of those charges is going to be attempted first-degree murder. Then, of course, he's going to be facing 2 charges of first-degree murder. And then there's also the charge of arson he faces, Kelly.
And just so tragic. All right. Thank you, Evan Axelbank.
So we continue. Let's see. I was like, hell nah. Talk about disappointment. I was disappointed. Like, I even talk shit and everything. Like, this is some bullshit. You know what I mean? You know, when you're not approving of a situation or a circumstance. I was not having it. All right, this one is same case. Next clip.
Chilling eyewitness account from an 8-year-old boy. My father shot my mother. The dad was arrested today for killing a woman and her young daughter. News Channel 8's Peter Bernard is in the Royal Lakes neighborhood tonight. And Peter, it sounds like that boy is lucky to be alive tonight.
He is. He's going to have some recovery to go through. Tonight, this family home is a burned out shell. Tonight, 2 people are dead, a mother and her daughter, and that boy is recovering. A neighbor's cell phone captured the mayhem on Pine Lake Drive in Riverview.
Sit down!
They just tased him.
Responding to 2 911 calls, one from a woman with a man shouting Allah Akbar in the background, and a second from who we believe is Ronnie O'Neill. He tells the dispatcher, I've just been attacked by some white demons.
Thank you for the new subscription.
Her name is KK, and she tried to kill me, and I just killed her. Deputies arrived to find Kenyatta Barron dying in a neighbor's driveway. As EMS workers tried to save her, they noticed the house next door is on fire and Ronnie O'Neill walking out of the garage. They say O'Neill refused orders to stop and yelling Allah Akbar, so they tased him. Next, his son, also named Ronnie O'Neill, emerged from the home burned and with stab wounds. Fire rescue searched the home and found a young girl dead of multiple stab wounds. Cops booked Ronnie Sr. for murder, arson, and attempted murder. Neighbors are stunned.
I don't know why he walking all like that. You want people to have sympathy for you, nigga? Fuck you. Killed your child, fam. Like, never mind a child. Killing a child is bad enough, but your child, fam?
Who seems so nice.
I ain't got no
just
sympathy,
turn out that
bruh.
way and like in an instant like that, just snap.
It's pretty sad, I want to say, because, you know, there's a child involved.
The home is gutted. Piles of charred belongings are in the backyard. And there appears to be quite a lot of evidence in this case. Detectives tell us Ronnie Sr. had blood on his clothes and on his shoes, and he also had burn injuries. They also tell us a canine went inside and detected accelerants, and they say they also found a gas can in a bedroom. Keith?
Wow, just awful. So much violence. Thank you, Peter Bernard, live for us tonight.
All right, so let me get rid of these here. I'm gonna take that off too. Let me see. All right, next video in the case.
Back with an update on the story of a Riverview man accused of brutally attacking his family. State prosecutors now say they plan to seek the death penalty. Back in March, Hillsborough deputies say Ronnie O'Neill shot his girlfriend, stabbed his daughter, and critically injured his son before setting their house on fire. O'Neill has since pleaded not guilty to the 2 murders and 1 attempted murder.
So that was a really short clip. On to the next. And then when I seen the picture of the little boy, now 11, but at the time he was 8, just sitting in the hospital, like, imagine what that little boy was thinking. You know what I mean? About what he had just saw. While he laid in that hospital, you know, recovering from whatever wounds that he had. Imagine what he was thinking. Okay, like, I just... And then the crazy thing is there's some people out here that want to have children, and they have, you know, they've been trying for years and they never just could get pregnant. But you have people like this, both mothers and fathers, but a father in this situation that would take their child's life. Another reason why I don't believe there's a God. Not saying that to, you know, start some shit, but I'm just saying, like, it's just weird. Another case, another video in the case.
A strange turn of events in a brutal murder case in Riverview. A father accused of killing his girlfriend, their daughter, and then trying to kill his son is demanding that son be left out of the investigation. News Channel 8's Avery Cotton covered this story for us as it broke back in March.
Yeah, accelerants. Yep. So, like, you could take some aerosol can or some alcohol, some gasoline or something. I don't know what all qualifies in it as an accelerant, but yeah.
And she joins us outside the courthouse now with the bizarre update.
Investigators say that Ronnie O'Neal attacked his son so
Lighter fluid, yes. Thank you, Music Loving Fool One.
he almost died. Now O'Neal is trying to protect the child from investigators. In a handwritten letter, accused killer Ronnie O'Neal tells a judge he's worried for his son's well-being. This after
he worried about his son's well-being, sir. I 99.9999999 believe that you killed your daughter, your baby mother, as well as you tried to kill your son. See, plot twist in this case is I don't know the exact I thought that at the time the girlfriend Kenyatta was arguing with his other baby mama, but he had said in the part where he kind of just flips out in court or whatever, he thought he was on Law and Order, but he looked like he needed to be in an insane asylum. I don't know, but at the time I was thinking that baby girl that he tried to kill, she was 9. I mean that he killed, she was 9 at the time. So obviously, the man had cheated or had another relationship with a woman, and I believe that son with the other woman was just a couple of weeks old. So in my opinion, you literally just tried to erase your whole family and go be with another bitch. Like, that's crazy. You could have just, I ain't calling Kenyatta a bitch, and I don't even know the other lady, but I'm just saying, the audacity, say it. I hope y'all feel what I'm saying.
O'Neal is facing murder, attempted murder, and arson charges following a violent killing spree at his Riverview home back in March. He's accused of killing his girlfriend and mother of his children, Kenyatta Barron, and their young daughter. Investigators say he then went on to stab his son, sending him to the hospital for emergency surgery. All of this before setting their home on fire and yelling Allah Akbar while being taken into...
I respect your opinion, Music Loving Fool says, brainwashed by radical Muslims, shaking my head. Just like the media is brainwashing people over the flu with 99.8 recovery rate. I do, on other channels that I had or whatever, I had information on Manchurian candidates. I don't know if I still have said videos up, but I could also piece together one and repost, because I do like to try to find what videos didn't get flagged that I could repost on channels that I lost or whatever. I did post something about skin bleaching cream. Oh, they slammed the fuck out of me for that too. But I'll probably definitely be talking about that. It could happen or whatever. It definitely could.
To custody. Now he writes to a judge, quote, "The state is using my own child as a material witness. Therefore, I am protecting my child from..."
And I didn't either. And there was another case, I hope I have it in here. Not another case, but another clip where they were saying, it's weird that this case really isn't getting any publicity. I think it's on here, but if it's not,
Any
locate it again.
interrogations from law enforcement. He writes that he is worried about the psychological well-being of his son. He's also asked the judge to move the case out of Hillsborough County for a fair trial. Ronnie O'Neal is due in court at 1:30 this afternoon. This letter could be brought up during the hearing.
Facts, I hope you do.
Of course, we'll let you know what happens. In downtown Tampa, Avery Cotton, News Channel 8.
This is crazy, and I feel TMK saying that, you don't even want to live in this country almost. I feel that because, lately my king been talking about moving to Jamaica. What the fuck we gonna do in Jamaica? I don't know nobody there. But it would be nice though, but I don't know. Not saying that there's not, other things in other countries or whatever that we would have to get accustomed to, but, he's like, I ain't dying in this country.
3 years after a brutal attack in Riverview, the man accused of killing his girlfriend and 9-year-old daughter is headed to trial.
And that's facts too. Human. Music Loving Fool said clowns in America have had 75 years to experiment on the human race. I am sure they have it perfected by now. And the Nuremberg trial, a lot of those scientists, quote unquote scientists, doctors, were sent to America and pardoned in America if they help the U.S. government. I don't know if y'all know about that, but that's what I had, researched or whatever.
Selection began today for the trial of Ronnie O'Neal, who faces a possible death sentence. Once the trial opens, his 11-year-old son, who survived the attack that night, will face his father in court, who will be defending himself. 10 Tampa Bay's Shannon Clough explains why.
Well, one
because don't nobody else. No, I'm just playing. Let me stop.
this trial is O'Neal will not have a lawyer, and when we're talking about death penalty cases here in Hillsborough County, that's not something we see often. But one Florida lawyer tells me it does happen, especially when we're talking about someone who's dealt with mental illness.
I was outside. I heard screaming. I heard what I think was a gunshot, and I ran in the house.
That was back in March of 2018 when Hillsborough investigators say Ronnie O'Neal shot his girlfriend, stabbed his 9-year-old daughter to death, and also stabbed his 8-year-old son, who survived.
Over the edge. Over the edge. Something in his life put him way over the edge.
The court system finding O'Neal was mentally incompetent for trial in 2018. 3 years later, he's cleared to stand trial, and he's choosing to represent himself.
It's actually not that rare to see.
Attorney
Operation Paperclip, yes, that's facts.
James Smith tells me accused criminals do turn down lawyers in some cases.
Mental illness, which usually motivates the commission of the offense, also leads them to believe they're competent enough to be able to represent themselves.
So here in the state of Florida, would you say this is something you see when we're dealing with someone who had a mental illness?
Absolutely, because that same lack of competence that leads to commission of the offense usually leads to them believing that they have the ability to represent.
I don't know what you mean, TMK, but they're on this program or whatever. It's several controls for audio that are dedicated. You can dedicate it or you can have it all on the same one. I use several different channels, but make sure if you use it that you turn your webcam audio off, because that could cause interference. But yeah, I can help you with a lot. Any questions that you have behind the scenes, definitely.
Present themselves.
Something to remember is the death penalty is on the table. The charges O'Neal faces are serious, including murder and arson. In a case like this, lawyers don't recommend people turn down their right to an attorney.
Very few things more stressful than going through a criminal trial. Probably the only thing more stressful is representing yourself in a criminal trial.
I wish I could, Red Wing, but they're not showing the whole trial. But I will be grabbing every clip I can. I really have this thing where I hate getting my information from news reporters. Shout out to them. But I'm just the type that I want to be in the room. I want to see, I want to hear, I want to feel what the jury feels. I don't want to just, kind of just be told what to think or, how to form it in my brain by somebody else. And that would go for really anybody. You know what I mean?
While O'Neal will not have a lawyer, the judge will likely have a public defender on standby just in case he...
No. Like I said, there's set audio, so I can turn the desktop audio down further or whatever. I just kind of when I listened to my video before, when I did that, it just kind of was weird because I was talking over the lady, but yeah, and then you could move up your audio. And the good thing about this software is really quick is that how sometimes the clips that we play maybe there's an issue with the audio. This you can definitely fix it and up it without having to fix it and then render the video and then play it. It just all does it at the same time, so it definitely helps. But again, your computer does all the work, so better make sure you have your specs right. But it is a great service. Definitely is. It's definitely worth it.
He decides he wants representation.
Definitely
Thank you.
customizable.
And taking a deeper dive, a Supreme Court case from 1975 established that under the Sixth Amendment, a defendant in a state criminal trial has an independent constitutional right of self-representation. The motion is named for the California case Ferretta, and the defendant has to make the choice to defend himself without counsel voluntarily and intelligently. Now, you might recognize these three men: Charles Manson, Ted Bundy, and Nidal Hussain. They were all defendants in a high-profile case and decided to represent themselves in court. Now, while some criminal defendants might decide to represent themselves, it's common in civil cases. According to the nonprofit Self-Represented Litigation Network, an estimated 3 out of 5 people go to court without a lawyer.
Yeah, I feel you observant. Elgato products are really good products and stuff like that. They definitely are. They definitely are. Okay, let's go here. Next video in this case. And then, you know, we're going to work up to recent right now because I know he's in trial.
Violence is in court this week. Ronnie O'Neal III is accused of killing his sometime girlfriend and his 9-year-old daughter in Riverview in March of 2018. He's also accused of stabbing his own son at the time, who may now testify against him. 8 on your side's Jeff Patterson joins us live from the courthouse. And Jeff, we understand that O'Neal plans to act as his own attorney. Is that right?
Good evening, Stacey. That's right. He is acting as his own attorney in this case, despite multiple warnings from the judge. He is expected to claim that he killed his girlfriend in self-defense and that she killed their daughter.
Man, that would be fire as hell. We all go on a cruise. What? Hey.
This was the scene in Riverview in 2018. In video obtained by 8 on your side, first responders can be heard screaming at Ronnie O'Neal before tasing him outside of his home. That morning, O'Neal's girlfriend called 911 begging for help before she died. In the background, a man believed to be O'Neal can be heard screaming Allah Akbar, or God is great in Arabic. In a separate call, O'Neal told dispatchers, "I've been attacked by some white demons. Her name is Kiki, and she tried to kill me." And
the problem is, I've been attacked by some white demons. Demons being plural. But now her name is Kiki. Now, I don't believe in all that, okay? But, I don't know how that would work. I'm just saying. Like, I know that allegedly demons are talented and stuff and could probably be in 2 bodies at once, but I just don't know, like, period. I don't know. Like, I think this dude just, like, really wants to, like, pay for his crimes, but he doesn't want to admit it. So he was like, fuck it. I'm going to go in there and fuck up in my case and, you know, get the death penalty so that I can look like, or maybe he thought that, like, by acting out that he was going to get, like, some black uprising or melanated uprising, people supporting him or whatever. I can't.
First responders also treated an 8-year-old boy at the
right, Kiki, like Kiki, do you love me?
And later learned it's O'Neal's son who had been stabbed and burned. The child is expected to be a key witness in this case, testifying that O'Neal shot and killed his mother.
As you know, you have the right to represent yourself.
Evil ass.
You also have the right to have counsel represent you.
O'Neal is insisting on representing himself at trial after his public defenders refused to use a stand your ground defense. Hillsborough Judge Michelle Cisco.
Why they blank out the attorney, though? They, like, put a whole, one of them little blank out things around the attorney standing here. Like, I know I just didn't see that. Okay? I know that's so petty. Why? Just why? Who is this man?
Hillsborough Judge Michelle Cisco warned O'Neal several times today that acting as his own lawyer.
They got these little bands. You could put it on your wrist. I guess a lot of women that are pregnant, you know, also could use them and have used them, but it helps, I guess, with motion sickness. It presses on like a vein that has something to do with it or whatever. I don't know. I ain't never tried it, but I did learn about it, and I was like, what?
It's a bad idea.
Again, I'm going to tell you that there are many potential disadvantages and pitfalls to representing yourself.
Jury selection is expected to last the rest of the week. The entire trial could last up to 3 weeks. Stacey?
So, Jeff, any problems with O'Neal representing himself today?
Not today, but today is about as basic as you could get, basically asking potential jurors if they had any conflicts with the case. Tomorrow, the questioning of the jurors is expected to get a little bit more complicated. And of course, as we moved into the trial, there are many legal hurdles that somebody who doesn't have a law degree is going to experience. He does have public defenders standing nearby at other tables in case he finally asks for help.
Boy, including he could potentially have to question his own son about this horrific incident. All right, Jeff Patterson reporting live in Hillsborough County. Thank you.
And I don't even really think he cares that he would have to, you know what I mean, that he had to do that. it appeared to me that he was cool with stressing everybody involved in the case out as much as he possibly could. Man.
Murder case in Hillsborough County is now going to trial. When investigators arrived at this home in Riverview in March of 2018, they found a mother.
I had to turn that other clip up, and I turned it up too loud.
And daughter dead, an 8-year-old boy clinging to life. They say the children's father, Ronnie O'Neal, did it. And now a jury will soon decide his fate. Fox 13's Gloria Gomez shows us what happened in court today.
In a charcoal-colored suit and tie, Ronnie O'Neal is representing himself on 2 murder charges that could send him to death row if convicted. On the first day of jury selection, potential jurors were told what was on the line.
The state is seeking the death penalty.
In a soft and timid voice, O'Neal questioned one man about having an open mind despite what he's heard on TV.
And did you have any informed opinions based on what you heard and saw or read?
I did not.
O'Neal had a much different tone at his last hearing, where he compared himself to a dead rapper.
Ready to die like B.I.G., just like I'm gonna be.
O'Neal is accused of killing Kenyatta.
Boy, your ass ain't finna be no B.I.G., no fucking Tupac, nobody, period. You gonna be a nigga that killed his baby mama and his child. I'm gonna look at you like I look at Floyd, what's his name? The hell is his name? Markeith Floyd.
Kenyatta Barrett.
I always call him Floyd.
The mother of his children, his 9-year-old daughter, Ronivia, and the attempted murder of his 8-year-old
I noticed that too.
Son, Ronnie Jr. They say afterward he set the house on fire. From his hospital bed, little Ronnie, who could barely speak, told detectives about the horror he witnessed. Now little Ronnie will have to relive that all over again when he testifies at O'Neal's trial next week. Gloria Gomez, Fox 13 News.
And dude, no, he's just foul as hell. Like, let the boy get some closure or whatever. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But I guess if you have nothing else to live for or whatever, you know what I mean?
Now to the trial for a Riverview man accused of killing his girlfriend and their young daughter.
Just like Nature Boy.
In 2018. Jury selection now getting underway today. 32-year-old Ronnie O'Neal is representing himself, which the state attorney's office says is rare. ABC Action News reporter Heather Lee tonight showing us how his inexperience in trying a murder case is already showing up in court.
Dozens of potential jurors filled courtroom 1 to hear details of a case they may be ultimately asked to decide the outcome of.
The alleged offenses in this case involve the murder of the defendant's girlfriend, his daughter, and the attempted murder of his son. There was also a residential fire at the scene of these offenses.
Jurors were asked Monday whether they had seen or heard anything about the case, and those who had were asked to explain further. O'Neal followed up with potential.
I guess Nature Boy got still people looking at him. I don't know. It's some crazy shenanigans going on. I guess he was about to up a gun on a girl that confronted him and the other girls while they was at some karaoke bar, whatever. I don't know. It's a lot to it. But, you know, I only periodically talk about Nature Boy because I can't. Like, my king does not like Nature Boy. And, you know, for researching purposes, you got to watch it and all that. Like, he literally, when I was looking into him, my king used to sleep on the couch. Like, you're not finna play that around me, he would tell me. Like, I don't want to hear this dude. Like, he's trash.
Juror 32.
Things that you saw and read on Facebook, did it cause you to form any opinions about me or about the case, period?
Not at all. As soon as I saw that a jury was getting selected today, being here, I got off Facebook right away.
Some jurors told the judge they had scheduling conflicts. Others admitted they didn't think they could be fully impartial. Some had strong opinions on the death penalty.
I just believe that anyone guilty of taking a life deserves to have theirs taken.
Part of it is my Catholicism.
Yes.
And that every human has a right to live, and it's, you know, that their life should not be ended in any way other than naturally.
The state says it can be challenging.
Oh yeah, the Nature Boy here. I got you.
Prosecuting a case where
he does.
The defendant is representing themselves because they aren't skilled in rules of evidence and procedure. And there were plenty of times during jury selection where O'Neal seemed confused by the process.
I hear you, Emmanuel.
Asking if jury selection was the official start of his trial. Also asking if the judge could strike juror 24 because of his stance on the death penalty, but seemed to get what the juror said incorrect when talking to the judge.
Because he does not agree with the death penalty. Well, basically his views on the death penalty.
The judge told him that wasn't necessarily enough to let him go, but said he would need to dive deeper into that subject Wednesday with that potential juror when jury selection continues. Heather Lee, ABC Action News.
He got rejected. The hell? It's crazy. I don't know. And just because you can legally do something yourself, if you don't know about the law or whatever, and you can't keep your anger under like way, you know what I'm saying? You should not be representing yourself. Period.
Opening statement.
Period. Because the jury could also think that how angry that he acted in court. I don't know. It was the other day when they did opening statements, which we will be looking at. They could use that or form an opinion off of him based off that he has anger problems and he cannot control them. I'm just saying. Next clip.
Opening statements are underway in the murder case against Ronnie O'Neal III. He's the Riverview man accused of killing his girlfriend and their 9-year-old daughter 3 years ago. O'Neal is taking an unusual stance of representing himself in
What's up, Funny Mike?
Court. So here's some of what he had to say to the jury.
I'm pleading not guilty to the charges of premeditated murder. They didn't want you to know the truth. And it might sound far-fetched.
Oh, don't trip. We gonna watch this part in its totality, okay? Like they say, save the best for last. Oh, yeah, we gonna do that.
But I guarantee you.
Now, a lot of people was making comments about his hair. Like, I wouldn't wear my hair like this. But, like, my king has locks, but his locks are smaller. And they don't stand up or whatever. They look a little bit more kept than this. But to each their own. You know what I'm saying? I like freedom locks. It really just depends on the person that's rocking them and all that. It is really unhealthy if you have locks to just always twist. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you got a little bit of growth. Like just a little bit. Oh, twist it. Because you will break your hair strands off. You know what I'm saying? I respect people that choose to wear their locks. You know what I'm saying? Period. So I just kind of thought that was a little bit weird. But I also did notice that a lot of people that were making those comments, they were, you know, not melanated. So
we're going to see who the liars are.
You should get life for that hairdo.
Before it's all
you got your right to your opinion. I wouldn't wear it, but I probably look funny as hell.
There is a public defender on standby if he does change his mind. He faces the death penalty if convicted. We're going to stay on top of this trial for you. We'll bring you any updates here on air or on your phone. You can download to get updates on our app.
Man, when he was in there talking, and then I got this other clip. I probably have to save that for tomorrow, though, because I didn't get in here as early as I wanted to. Let's take a look at this.
Today in Tampa, opening statements.
Is this the same clip we just, never mind.
They're set to begin in the murder case against Ronnie O'Neal III. He's the Riverview man charged with killing his girlfriend and their 9-year-old daughter 3 years ago. Prosecutors say O'Neal stabbed his son too, but the child survived and is expected to testify. O'Neal will be representing himself in court.
And then the fact that he stabbed his son, like, so you mean to tell me, sir, that you're going to get in the courtroom and tell your son that was 8 at the time and 11 now that he didn't see what he thought he seen? Oh, no, he didn't see you with a knife, stabbing his sister, shooting his mom, and then also trying to stab him? Like, that's crazy, fam. I did it like me. Like, y'all like my shirt? It says, if my mouth doesn't say it, my face definitely will. I'm that type of person where if I feel some type of way, I wear it on my face. Like, for real, for real. And, you know, sometimes little interactions happen due to that, but I thought that this was perfect. But my king had bought me this. I like novelty shirts, because, you know, ain't no 9 times out of 10 ain't nobody finna dress up at my job. Like, maybe if you got, you know, you at the courthouse or something like that. But you ain't finna just dress up. You finna wear no heels and no dress and a blouse and shit. Or you better not be wearing a dress and a blouse at the same time. But you get my drift, right?
And this morning, the man accused of killing his own daughter and girlfriend is representing himself as his case heads to trial.
Ronnie O'Neal faces the death penalty in the 2018 double murder. In on your side's Beth Rousseau is live at the Hillsborough County Courthouse with a look at what jurors can expect to hear in the courtroom. Good morning, Beth.
Good morning to you both. And those jurors are going to walk right through these doors this morning and hear from Ronnie O'Neal himself. Keep in mind, though, they have already had some interactions with him as he was responsible for some of the jury selection and questioning process just last week.
Did you have any form of change based on what you heard and saw before the radio?
So Ronnie O'Neal is accused of killing his own daughter and his girlfriend in their Riverview home back in 2018. He claims that this was self-defense, and so he wanted his attorneys to go ahead and argue the stand your ground defense. Now, they said that that defense doesn't apply in this case, so he went ahead and dropped his attorneys. Now he's moving forward and will be representing himself throughout the trial. O'Neal is also accused of stabbing and setting fire to his own son. The boy survived and is expected.
As a fool for a lawyer, yes. A person that represents herself as a fool for a lawyer. Now, like, I've known people, you know what I'm saying? I've even not represented myself. Like, I wasn't stupid. I had an attorney, but I did most of, like, you know, the asking, you know, my attorney questions and all that, like going through the discovery, you know, things like that. And I definitely wasn't on trial for a murder or anything even close. And that was like, you know what I'm saying, a long time ago. But, no, I ain't steal nothing from nobody or nothing. But, you know, I don't know. If you don't know what you're doing, like, that is definitely not a good idea.
Expected to be a key witness.
And he definitely doesn't know. Like, he went in there like Law and Order. Like, fam, that's not real life.
As this trial plays out, he'll likely be questioned by his own father about the killings. So opening statements are set to start this morning at 9 o'clock, and the whole trial is expected to take about 3 weeks. Chris.
Thank you, Funny Mike. I think I know who that is. I know that it's not Funny Mike. But, I'm not going to say that. Okay, so it ain't nobody on no bullshit or nothing, so you don't have to block them out. I think I know who that is. So anyway, I might be wrong though. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so shout out to Funny Mike. You definitely welcome in the stream. But okay, so this one right here, same case, just the next one. Oh, okay, I thought this was the one. Hold on, let me pull the audio up. Why is this right here? Like, hold on, bear with me 1 second. I gotta fix this. Alright.
And local law enforcement wanted to make it seem like I'm some kind of menace to society.
This is the short version, y'all.
And I ran after killing Kenyatta Barron, knowing that authority was on the way to kill my own children. I wonder why I would do something like that for no reason. And I'm standing here
Rachel.
competent as can be, representing myself today.
A fucking nut job. I can't wait till we get to that clip. You know what I'm saying? Like, child, sit your ass down. Like, where's his mama at? Like, boy, you know you better not. Like, she ain't tell him nothing. I don't know. I ain't trying to be funny because maybe she ain't here no more or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But, Lord, like, what is going on? Okay, so next video in the case. Damn, see, that shit is terrible. How your audio just so low?
Going to show.
We might have to skip through this, y'all. We gonna skip through that. We gonna skip this one because we already gonna be talking about, we'll be looking at that, so we ain't missing out on shit. Cause like even me upping it to 100 over here, and then so that's basically 200 decibels. It's still low. Like, this is crazy. All right, let's check this out.
By the time it's all said and done,
We got one side.
you
to this
will
one.
see.
See, I always be talking about how the news people can't get their audio right for shit. Like, if I went to my job and I did a half-ass job, I would get fired. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but they can just do half-ass shit and it's okay.
Who is the mass murderers? In Tampa Bay.
Like, boy, stop.
Wrong.
We gonna get into it. All right, let's see where we at. I know we getting closer. I tried to just grab everyone so y'all ain't thinking, you know what I mean?
Of the double.
Because I wish there was more. I so wish there
It
was
is day
more.
2
It's the next one.
of the double murder trial of Ronnie O'Neal. He's the Riverview father charged with killing his girlfriend, Kenyatta Barron, and 9-year-old special needs daughter before stabbing his then 8-year-old son and lighting him on fire.
So like I said, his daughter was special needs. And he had to stab her. Like, he couldn't have just spared the kids. I'm not saying that he should have shot Kenyatta or took her life in the least bit or harmed even a hair on her head. But, yo, kids, fam, like, you just really ain't shit. Like, you just gave up in believing in yourself. And you know you're not shit if you can harm your own child, like, your own children like that. Like, even the fact that his son is alive, he's still a punk bitch to me. Like, period.
8-year-old
Like,
survivor.
even if everybody had just still survived, he's still a punk bitch. Like, you know, you bring people in this world to just take their life.
And is expected to testify remotely.
Oh, she was autistic? Okay, damn. My king's stepson is autistic, and he just graduated from high school, so I thought that was amazing as well. He did a great job. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really couldn't even tell that, you know, if you were, like, trained, you know what I mean, in it, you could tell that he was autistic. But, like, and I'm talking about when that boy walked across the stage, like, I'm talking about the whole school turned up. And that just felt really good, you know what I'm saying, to know that, you know, he had touched that many people. You know what I mean? He's smart and stuff like that, and he is continuing on with, you know, what he needs to do. So I just think that's awesome. Anybody, you know, that, you know, they have more, you know, difficulties than maybe somebody else, when they actually, like, you know, rise above that shit, I be excited. I be like, I smiled for like 2 days off of that. After that, I kept looking at the picture and all that. It's like, wow.
As early as tomorrow. This morning, the jury saw cell phone video shot by a neighbor showing the moment the little boy staggered out of the home, followed by his father, who'd been tasered by deputies. Many of those first responders took the stand today to describe what they saw.
He was staggering, walking. He was able to, was upright, but staggering.
He was apparently severely injured, and I met him in the yard. And
they are very, very smart. Definitely very, very smart. Definitely. Like, that boy with numbers, he won't forget nothing. He could just, I'm talking about, like, he's very smart, very smart.
His injuries, I didn't want to.
And that just has me thinking about the daughter in this case. You know what I mean? She could have equally, you know, did all them things. She could have been anything. You know what I mean? Just because somebody is autistic, they can do anything that, you know what I'm saying, somebody that isn't autistic or whatever, or doesn't have, you know, different difficulties or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think, to me, I think that autistic people is one of the smartest people in the world. Now, I know some people are like, what? But, like, look it up. Autistic people are very smart. That is a fact.
Or cause any further injuries to him, so I put him down.
Yes, they do, Emmanuel. Yes, they do.
Into the grass, and started worrying about getting medical personnel to him.
Ronnie O'Neal is representing himself and has been cross-examining many of the deputies who originally arrested him. He claims law enforcement tampered with evidence to make him look like, quote, a menace to society. So far, he has not offered up any evidence to prove his case.
All right. I apologize if the audio is a little loud for the clips, because it's like, they're so random. Like, one is normal tone, and then the next is like, you know what I'm saying? All right, this is the next clip in the case.
Evidence is going to show
This is the first impression jurors
I
received.
can't wait to look at this. Now, I know a lot of y'all have, but I looked at it earlier. I had to cheat and watch this. I was like, oh, hell no, I gotta go live.
Of Ronnie O'Neal, the Riverview man charged in a gruesome rampage that killed his girlfriend, his young daughter, and nearly killed his 8-year-old son. O'Neal, representing himself, shouted at the jury during his opening statement.
And the evidence is going to show that law enforcement tampered with evidence.
But the state says evidence is indisputable that the only person responsible for the violent attack on his family is Ronnie O'Neal. And it starts with a 911 call from Kenyatta Barron, O'Neal's girlfriend.
She made that call with fear in her voice.
Welcome, Jerry Miller. Thank you for subscribing.
Kenyatta can be heard pleading for her life. Prosecutors say by then she'd already been shot. And while the recording continued, they say O'Neal can be heard beating her with a shotgun.
Yeah, only because I'm on Streamlabs and I can control the audio of the clips, where I couldn't do that from StreamYard. So
the evidence will show
that's why I like this program.
That was just the beginning.
It scared the hell out of you. Something like that. Last night, we was over at Preach's chat. He was in his live stream. He was live. It was me, Rachel, and shit like that, and observing stuff. And somebody had made a loud noise, and it scared the fuck out of me. I think that's when, I don't know, but recently I got the fuck scared out of me, and I had to laugh about it. I think it was last night, though.
Just the beginning of what happened this evening.
Investigators say after killing Kenyatta, O'Neal brutally murdered his 9-year-old daughter, Ranivia, and tried to stab to death his 8-year-old son,
Ranivia,
also named Ronnie,
cute,
before setting him and the house on fire.
And it's just the beginning.
So he set his son on fire?
What became an odyssey for this little boy. An odyssey of violence, an odyssey of brutality.
The little boy, however, survived the attack, barely.
But the words that came out of this little boy's mouth were not a cry for help. They were not a help me or a painful cry. They will tell you the first words.
The judge's facial expressions be cracking me up too, especially when he was going off. She was like, the fuck?
It came out of this little brave boy's mouth. My daddy killed my mommy.
The evidence is going to show my son did not see me murder his mom. The evidence is going to show he did not see me shoot his mom.
And Ronnie O'Neal has indicated that he plans to argue that he acted in self-defense. Meanwhile, his son, Ronnie IV,
You can't have self-defense against an alleged demon, sir.
Is expected to testify in this case. Right now, he's 11 years old at this point. This happened 3 years ago.
Yep, he burned inside the house running out. He is just not shit. Like, when they find him guilty and all that, and it's when, it's not if, in my opinion, but you never know. But they need to just bring him out on the front lawn of the courthouse and just massacre him right there. The fuck? Because after all of this, like, he shouldn't even, be sent to prison, wasting no more taxpayers' money. Just get the shit done with, like, for real.
Ago,
Right
and
there, right
he
there.
is going to testify in the coming days. Chris?
11 years old and saw things as an 8-year-old that no one
Exactly. He didn't reach out to a pastor or nothing. He just killing people and shit.
should ever see, and will now be on the other side of possibly putting his father away for life or more. A lot to come on this trial here as it just gets underway. Aaron Mesmer live for us in Hillsborough County. Thank you, Aaron.
And I definitely hope that he gets life, because that man don't deserve that. First of all, that kid does not need to be looking over his shoulder every fucking day wondering, is his dad out there? Like, at this point in time, like, I don't know, you know what I mean, if he believes in the boogeyman, but I'm pretty sure his father is the closest thing to a boogeyman that he's ever experienced in his life. And that is fucking tragic. Now, I done scared my kids before, but, oh, that's not the one. We gonna watch this last. but not with the intention of like scaring them to death or actually taking their life. Like, that's not it. All right, so let's go to this one.
When he said his father attacked him after murdering his mom and 9-year-old sister. He bravely faced his father again today. We want to get straight to Fox 13's Aaron Mesmer at the Hillsborough County Courthouse.
That's good, Patricia. Salute.
Aaron, he testified a short time ago. What did he say?
Well, Matt, first of all, this was just gut-wrenching, heartbreaking. I mean, you can fill in any number of words here to listen to this little boy describe that horrific night that his family...
Right, like she got a loaded pistol under the death. That she might, though, for real.
was killed, and he barely survived. The state had him walk jurors through what he remembers. This little boy's name is also Ronnie, although he now has a different last name, and he testified remotely this morning. His father, Ronnie O'Neill III, is accused of brutally murdering his girlfriend, Kenyatta Barron, and his 9-year-old daughter, Ronivia, in Riverview at the Riverview home back in 2018. Investigators have said he shot Kenyatta and beat her.
And that would explain, because when I had seen a clip or whatever of his son testifying, I think maybe this is the one, I had noticed that there was a little burn markings on his hand, and I was like, damn, like, what, you know what I mean? At that time, I didn't know that he had actually set the house on fire as well.
With a shotgun.
Not the son, the dad. And then it's crazy, like, you shouldn't kill your kids anyway, but that's your junior. Like, you just have no regard.
Used a hatchet.
But I see that his coward ass didn't kill himself.
To stab his daughter repeatedly and then stab his young son before lighting the boy and their house on fire. Little Ronnie was 8 at the time. He's now 11 years old. What you're about to hear is the younger Ronnie detail how what prosecutors described as his father's murderous rampage began that night.
I just saw my dad holding a shotgun and my mom screaming at him.
So, you saw your mother and father arguing in the bedroom, and your father had a shotgun. What happened next? What did he do?
My mom ran to my sister's room. My mom ran in my sister's room into the closet. And then my dad said, "Come in here and come kill the B-word."
Did you hear any shots from the shotgun before that?
Yes.
How many times?
One.
The little boy goes on to explain how he witnessed his father kill his sister. Meanwhile, Ronnie O'Neill, who's acting as his own defense attorney, got the chance to cross-examine his son, and he appeared to be pointing out that his son's comments during testimony today conflicted with...
Oh my God, it was half of his body. That's probably why he was also, you know what I'm saying, in the hospital as well. Damn, thank you for sharing that.
With what he told detectives and attorneys at the time of the incident, and then in the years that have followed between then and today. Now, the judge also commended Ronnie O'Neill on how he conducted himself. In court today, he said that that she is going to put on the record, the judge is going to put on the record that Ronnie O'Neill seemed to be more than competent to defend himself in court based on how he acted today. And Matt, we didn't know exactly what to expect going into this trial and going into the third day of the trial when these two would be facing off during today's testimony, based on how Ronnie O'Neill acted Monday when he shouted at jurors during his opening testimony. But again, the judge commended him on how he acted today. But there's still a lot more here to play out throughout the remainder of today, and we'll have some more later on this evening.
Yeah, this case far from over. Aaron Mesmer live for us at the Hillsborough County Courthouse. Thanks.
Well, get y'all ass in that courtroom. Like, it's crazy that y'all could just cover parts of it. This is the one that we'll be going back to. So this was the opening statements that we need to look at. So we'll bypass over that, like I said, for the time being, and then we'll just work our way up into that one.
Day 2 in the double murder trial of Ronnie
trash.
O'Neill. He's the Riverview man accused of killing his girlfriend and their 9-year-old daughter in March of 2018. And he's also accused of stabbing his 8-year-old son, who survived and is expected to take the stand. But today we heard from the people who were there that day, and we got to warn you, how they describe what happened could be graphic and tough to listen to. Our Bo Zimmer is live outside the courtroom, where, Bo, it's been yet another emotional day inside.
Yeah, Ryan, I can tell you that much of today's testimony focused around those first responders and the urgency and confusion they faced dealing with a possible active shooter, a house fire, and multiple critically injured patients all at the same time. For the second straight day, Ronnie O'Neal arrives in handcuffs to defend himself in his own capital double murder trial. The Riverview father charged with killing his girlfriend, Kenyatta Barron, and 9-year-old special needs daughter before stabbing his son and setting the house on fire. Tuesday, jurors watched cell phone video shot by a neighbor showing first responders arriving as O'Neal's then 8-year-old son tries escaping the home.
He was staggering.
He was apparently severely injured.
Hillsborough firefighter EMT Donald Foster was one of the first inside the home, now filling with smoke and flames.
I found that I was slipping, which I couldn't figure out why, because I hadn't applied a lot of water. So I ducked down to the ground to try to see exactly what I was slipping on, and I realized that the floor was covered in blood.
At one point, he described finding O'Neal's 9-year-old daughter covered in burning debris. She was rushed outside, but it was too late.
I did watch that. Yes, Patricia, that is a very sad movie.
It was beyond recognition as far as
yes,
anything other than just a body at that point. Hugged my other firefighter and cried, to be honest with you.
Paramedics turned their attention to O'Neal's surviving 8-year-old son who was badly wounded and burned. Lieutenant Veronica Vite transported the child to a nearby soccer field to be airlifted to Tampa General, but says she remembers him speaking before he was sedated.
I believe he said, "My dad killed my mom," or "My dad shot my mom." It's one of the two statements that he made.
Now, O'Neal actually did cross-examine some of the very deputies who were involved in his arrest. Most of the questioning, however, focused around how O'Neal was treated himself during that arrest. So it was kind of interesting. They're also expected to testify in this case. O'Neal's very own son, he is expected to testify as early as tomorrow, and that will be happening remotely, not in the courtroom, via teleconference. And he may have to take some questions from his very own father. Guys?
Yeah, we're going to be staying on top of that for you. Download our 10 Tampa Bay app. We will send you alerts as we continue to follow this trial.
Like that little boy, you know what I mean? The son is so, what the fuck? Is so strong, you know what I'm saying, for doing that. Like I just don't know what else to say, like, period. That had to be very hard, very, very hard. All right, let's continue.
Testimony and evidence in the murder trial.
But yeah, that I Am Girl movie is definitely a good movie. Patricia said, yep, it's on Netflix. It is a true story. African human trafficking, that's definitely facts. I'm glad that you brought that up too.
Ronnie O'Neal. Now, he's the Riverview man accused of killing his girlfriend and their young
people something to watch, like if they just don't want to be on YouTube or just, you know what I mean, want to look at something else or something.
Daughter in 2018, and he's also charged with trying to kill his then 9-year-old son. O'Neal is acting as his own defense attorney. Fox 13's Aaron Mesmer live for us at the Hillsborough County Courthouse. So what happened on this day too, Aaron?
Cynthia, no fireworks today, but as you said, plenty of compelling testimony this afternoon. Prosecutors showed jurors the weapons that they say Ronnie O'Neal used to commit these crimes.
And is this the part of this firearm that we observed in the photograph I just showed you?
Piece by piece, prosecutors pulled a shattered shotgun out of evidence bags. It's the weapon they say Ronnie O'Neal used the night he went on a violent rampage in March 2018. Prosecutors say O'Neal first shot through the closet where his girlfriend, Kenyatta Barron, was hiding. They argue he then followed her to a neighbor's doorstep and beat her with the shotgun so hard it broke into pieces.
Does it appear that the barrel portion of this is bent?
And
that's facts, Red Wing.
Steel barrel bent. O'Neal, who was representing himself, wanted a chance to hold the weapon, but prosecutors weren't comfortable, and neither was the judge.
I feel that's in everyone's best interest.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not some convict. I'm innocent until proven.
I know, Mr. O'Neal, and I assume that as well, but...
Right, but y'all treat me like you don't know that.
Investigators say these are the same weapons O'Neal used to brutally murder Kenyatta and his 9-year-old daughter, Ronivia. He's also accused of trying to kill his 8-year-old son, also named Ronnie. The state focused a portion of the day on a cell phone recording by a neighbor that shows first responders arriving to a chaotic scene.
A young child, appeared to be 9 years old, looked about to be the same size as my son, came walking struggling to the front.
That was 8-year-old Ronnie, suffering from stab wounds and severe burns. O'Neal is accused of trying to set his son and his home on fire. As little Ronnie was flown to the hospital, paramedics say he was able to say a few words.
Oh, damn, I didn't know that. Okay, I'll try to track that down.
I believe he said, my dad killed my mom or my dad shot my mom.
Meanwhile, at the scene, one of the firefighters had to carry Ronivia's body out of the home. It's an emotional moment he vividly remembers.
What did you do then?
Hugged my other firefighter and cried, to be honest with you.
And we now know that O'Neal's son, who is now 11 years old, is going to be testifying.
Oh, shit. Y'all, it looked like, hold on, let me see.
Please raise your right hand.
Yes. Okay, we got at least one. I got at least one of the news clips. Thank you, Hope, for having me come back. Y'all, hold on one second. I was trying to find the one about his son's arms. I thought I had looked at everything. See, Facebook, YouTube is doing a shitty ass job of actually, I'm gonna leave that up, actually. You know, when you ask, like, Rachel's talked about this before, how YouTube will change the way that you can search for things and stuff like that. So I thought I did, you know, a better job. So obviously we'll be back tomorrow. And I did find where it looks like 10 Tampa has a whole day. I don't even know what day it was of the court. Let me go look. Where the fuck was it at, motherfucker? Damn, I wish I didn't have to work tonight. Oh, yep, it was today. So hopefully maybe 10 Tampa's gonna, you know what I mean, pull through and at least give us a little bit more than what we're getting, you know, concerning this case, because y'all know how I like it. I like to be in the courtroom. I want to hear the motherfucker breathe. I want to see the facial expressions, all of that. And we gonna have fun along the way. But I definitely, day one was on Monday. Yes, it was. But I went and, you know, the little search engine thing at YouTube and just, you know, brought up everything relevant, and I got what I have in my playlist. So, but I did do a Russian ass job. Shout out to the Russians. I didn't mean that to sound like I was talking about them, but, you know what I mean? I was rushing, trying to hurry up and stuff like that. So I do apologize, but whatever I don't cover, I will definitely cover tomorrow. I will be here tomorrow, so.
We're told tomorrow morning. So at that point, Cynthia, we're told that not only will prosecutors have the opportunity to examine the son in front of jurors, but his father is also going to have the opportunity to cross-examine him as well.
He is going to be testifying, though, not in person, correct? It's going to be some kind of a video conferencing, or will he be seen on camera?
Our understanding is that it's certainly going to be video conferencing. There is going to be some kind of facial blurring, or just not, yes, as you said, they're going to be, I guess, hiding his face so that it's not seen by the public.
It's still, I can't imagine how rough that might be tomorrow, so we will be covering it. Thank you, right. Aaron Mesmer.
Thank you so much, Hope. Definitely, I appreciate you and stuff like that. Let me see. Okay, so this is one of the ones we'll be going through tomorrow. Definitely, but we'll get to this one tonight. And then I guess I'll just do some more research. Shit, maybe I was talking shit when I couldn't, you know, actually talk shit, because I don't know. But I would have expected, like, you know, more coverage on this, but that's fine. We'll work with what we can get, and also touch bases on other things as well. So I'll be live tomorrow evening. Definitely make sure you check me out.
Dad accused of killing his own daughter and girlfriend off to an emotional and frankly a bizarre start.
And on your sides, Beth Rousseau is live at the Hillsborough County Courthouse with a look at the explosive moments that are already playing out as Ronnie O'Neal faces the death penalty. Good morning, Beth.
Yeah, that's the one, Hope. I guess unless there's another one, I'm gonna, after I'm done, I just subscribe to the channel and stuff like that. And I'll make sure that I check it out and just grab everything pretty much that I haven't looked at. So I do appreciate you.
Good morning to you both. And day one of this trial.
Oh, no, I'm not going nowhere. I'm here right now.
And to be...
I should be live here. I want to try to go live like no later than 6 o'clock Central tomorrow, but I might even, you know, depending on like, you know, how the day goes or whatever, it might be before then, but normally about like 5-6 p.m. But yeah, so probably no later than 6 p.m. Central.
Frank, some of this testimony is already just really tough to hear. Nothing, though, was more surprising when Ronnie O'Neal, who's representing himself, yelled at jurors during his opening statement. Take a listen.
By the time it's all said and done, you will see who is the mass murderers.
And so we're not allowed to show you jurors by court order, but I can tell you they all just sat there shelled shocked listening to him. Now, the state says that he shot his girlfriend through a closet door of their Riverview home back in 2018. And then once that shotgun was unloaded, he beat her to death with it. They claim he then grabbed a hatchet and killed his daughter. O'Neal, he says all of this is made up.
This whole entire case has been tampered with and fabricated.
Okay, but what's not made up is that, you know, allegedly them people are gone, right? Your son was stabbed up by you. You also set him on fire. So he's trying to say that this is a conspiracy theory? Okay.
Aid on your side has been telling you that O'Neal's son, who was the only person to survive that attack, is expected to testify against his father during this trial. Well, we've learned an update on how his son has been doing since the night of this terrible tragedy. All of that coming up at 6:30.
And again, I don't know where this strong young man got the courage to go up there and testify against his father. Again, I'm happy that he did so. But
Tampa began.
I know that had to have been hard, but probably, you know, not as hard as, you know, actually seeing your mother and your sister murdered and knowing that you possibly are next or he's trying to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he trying to push that the devil did it. I didn't do it. It's their fault. Oh my God, look at what situation I'm in. And I hate that shit. So I'm geeked. Shout out to 10 Tampa, man. Real talk. Cause I was pissed off. I was pissed the fuck off. Like, I don't mean to like swear excessively, but I do swear like a sailor and shit. But I was so freaking mad that, like, have you ever just been mad, like, and then you just look at something like, who put this damn grass in my yard? Or, you know what I mean? Who put the damn water in my toilet? You know what I mean? Some shit like that. Like, anything could just make you irritated. And now I just feel like, because I really think that, like, not only for us to just gawk and look at and talk shit or whatever, but honestly for, you know what I'm saying, people can understand, so maybe this could be avoided, or maybe somebody next time, like, if somebody does feel like, you know, murdering their family or something like that, they actually get help. There's a lot of things that could have took place, and it's unfortunate that, you know, maybe there wasn't signs quick enough or whatever, because things can escalate, but that something possibly wasn't done. I mean, he talking about, somebody had brought up, he talking about demons, why he didn't go to a church. I would have brought them to the church and had an exorcism done. Like, you know what I'm saying?
With the
especially things like this really bring my emotions out. So y'all bear with me.
Screaming at the jury.
And today, veteran deputies and firefighters described their emotional reactions to finding young victims at the murder scene. 8 on your side's Jeff Patterson joins us live from the courthouse and see how things went today. Jeff?
Good evening, Stacey and Keith. Well, Ronnie O'Neal faces the death penalty if he is convicted of killing his girlfriend, their severely disabled daughter, and stabbing their son. Still, he continues to insist on acting as his own attorney.
Today,
Nah, I don't. He could be. I don't know if I feel that schizophrenia. You know what I mean? Thing. Now I know that schizophrenia is real. People do suffer from schizophrenia, but you know, I don't know if he would qualify as that.
Prosecutors showed jurors.
And also, he even was, you know, after I guess he wrapped up his shit, he was saying that he was, you know, basically, you know, I forgot the term for it, competent to stand trial. So, you know, he kind of put a foot in his mouth. I'm pretty sure maybe, did they get a mental health assessment? See, those are the type of things, and that's the reason why I really like seeing, you know, trials verbatim, so you could just know all the details that you're not going to hear on the news, you know, per se.
And broken shotgun, they say, was used by Ronnie O'Neal to first shoot and then beat Kenyatta Barron to death at their Riverview home.
Oh, wow.
Jurors also watched a video today of the chaotic scene in March of 2018 as recorded by a neighbor. As first responders arrived, Barron's lifeless body was in front of a neighbor's home. The state contends after...
What? They playing? They giving $600 extra? Uh-oh. Y'all better check into that. I have been keeping an eye on like stimulus and all this and that, and they still playing. I still think that Biden's trash, because in reality, you know, he piggybacked off of Trump's thing. Now, I ain't no Trump supporter and all that, but he did piggyback off of Trump. Trump gave us basically $600, you know, early in the year to kind of get us through until, you know, the next president would be, you know, elected or whatever. And, you know, what did Biden do? He just gave us, what, $1,200? Like, whatever, fam.
Ronnie O'Neal killed Kenyatta Barron. He then murdered his disabled daughter with an axe before stabbing his son. In court, O'Neal is acting as his own attorney.
Did you see anybody kill anybody?
O'Neal's mood today much more subdued than during his opening statement when he screamed at jurors. The night of the murders,
people was talking about his oversized suit. I was rolling.
Firefighter Donald Foster was one of the first to arrive.
And I don't remember if it was a deputy or a bystander came by and said that there's another child inside the house.
Foster entered the home.
That's what's up.
I could see a faint orange glow somewhat off to my left.
And described a nightmarish scene.
And I realized that the floor was covered in blood.
In heavy smoke, he crawled to a back bedroom.
Everything in the room was on fire. So clothes, wall, ceiling. Once again, visibility was limited.
And in the middle of the flames, found what he was looking for.
I thought I had found a patient.
He and another firefighter took the little girl outside, but it was too late.
What did you do then?
Much love, no nonsense, Stucky. Much love. I love when you stop by, you know, keep your head up and stuff like that, and I hope to see you soon. You know, miss you.
Hugged my other firefighter and cried, to be honest with you.
Tomorrow is expected to be one of the most emotional days of this trial, as Ronnie O'Neal's son is expected to testify and tell jurors how he watched his father kill his mother. Live in Tampa, Jeff Patterson, 8 on your side.
Man, I don't know. That kid is strong, fam.
And emotional.
Definitely not that he wanted to do this, but
the stage is set.
I mean, because they probably could have proved the case without him testifying, but that just shows me, you know what I mean, that he's strong. And he was like, nah. And it probably was empowering even after the fact, standing up against the person that had, you know, hurt him very badly and also took the life of his mother and his sister. That probably felt very empowering. And so I just hope, you know, that there's some closure there. I hope that also that the kid is in, you know, therapy and stuff like that, so that, you know, he can deal with that, because that definitely, man, that would be harsh.
For an emotional day in court as Ronnie O'Neal's son prepares to testify against his dad.
8 on your side's Beth Rousseau is live.
Hey, I am the truth. Salute.
At the Hillsborough County Courthouse. Beth, this could be really a turning point in this double murder trial.
And Chris, that's because Ronnie O'Neal claims that it's his girlfriend that killed their daughter and then attacked their son. And so he then killed her in self-defense. But
yeah, that pissed me off.
This little boy takes the stand today, he's going to be able to clarify for jurors inside this courtroom and for the whole court who it is that attacked him. This chaos that played out at Ronnie O'Neal's Riverview home in March 2018 is something first responders can describe in detail.
And I don't remember if it was a deputy or a bystander came by and said that there's another child inside the house.
8 on your side was in the courtroom Tuesday as firefighter Donald Foster relived the moments when he arrived at the house where the state says O'Neal murdered his girlfriend and killed their disabled daughter with an axe.
everything in the room was on fire. So
With an axe, I thought it, not that just a regular knife would have been. Oh, it was just a little regular knife, but an axe that just escalates the just disrespect and just the violence in this case, like.
Clothes, wall, ceiling.
And the boy telling the truth, because if his mom had really killed him, killed his sister, and then ultimately, like, I don't know, or whatever, and harmed him, then why wouldn't he be trying to go with his dad? You know what I mean? Period. So I think that little boy is telling the truth.
Once again, visibility was limited, and I realized that the floor was covered in blood.
I swear, observing, yes, I agree.
Prosecutors presented jurors with the shotgun they say O'Neal used to shoot and beat his girlfriend, Kenyatta Barron, to death before stabbing his own son and setting the house on fire.
What did you do then?
Hugged my other firefighter and cried, to be honest with you.
Now, keep in mind, because O'Neal is acting as his own attorney, he's going to have the chance to question his own son following the testimony. However, the little boy is not going to be here inside the actual courtroom. He'll be at a different location and appear here on a monitor before jurors. We're live downtown this morning. Beth Russo, 8 on your side.
I don't know if they said that before, but I think that that's also good that they didn't have him, like, physically right, you know what I mean, around him. I think we did play that one. So now I'm going to... Wait, the fuck? We missing one. Okay. So this one is gone. So I'm going to save these two. And I do kind of want to, I don't know, maybe I'll just share this or whatever, since it seems like this trial is moving. But we will go over this one tomorrow, but we will go over this one today. So the other video, we will go over that definitely tomorrow. I will be here for sure if that's all I do. And I kind of like the fact that, we'll be in here about, like, what, 6 o'clock? Ish or whatever, my time, because then that would give them a chance to, have wrapped up with the live. Hopefully we can get another hour at least or something like that. But again, salute to them. Now this one is brought to us by Fox 13 Tampa Bay. It's pretty much what we've used today. ABC, Action News, Fox 13, 10 Tampa, as well as I believe another one, but all links, all credit is in the description, including the song that we started with. So this video right here, I was dying. Like, this nigga is a damn fool. First of all, I do want to just stop and point it out that, like, this, I don't know what court trial he watched and decided that he was gonna do this or whatever, he was gonna act like this, but that's only in the movies, you know what I mean? The courtroom is pretty calm besides that, but he put on a motherfucking show, and I think he dug the first, couple of movements or whatever of dirt in his own grave by doing this. I think it was just trash, but let's get it. Damn, is there one side audio? Say something, please. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Can't miss it.
Evidence is going to show. All
right, and not only do they have very low audio, they also only have one side of audio for this clip. Like I said, that's crazy to me. I'm sorry though. That's what we went.
We are under some of the most vicious
what? Now they turned it down. Okay, great.
fabricating fictitious government you ever seen.
Don't blame it on the government.
By the time it's all said and done, you will see who is the mass murderer.
It's still low. Yeah, there's only one side, so that I can't fix that. That's the only thing I can't fix. But I got it put up now. See, when we were live, shout out to Floyd Wilson. Thank you for subscribing. When we were live, when we started first looking at this clip, they were playing with the audio in the beginning, and I think they settled on lowering it, so I just made it higher. So you tell me if it's playing better now than before. Like the sound is better.
In Tampa Bay,
Still low, Brian.
the state of Florida, you will know why what occurred on March 18, 2018 occurred. And the evidence is going to show that law enforcement
He did. Now this was the only day that he hollered. Now this was the opening statement. So this happened Monday. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
evidence to meet their such.
Oh damn, it's low. I mean, I can make it louder. I can do that. Hold on, I just turned it off and shit. That's not gonna help. I'm gonna make it louder. But you're still going to only be able to hear out of the one side. That's the only thing that it doesn't correct. But you could correct anything else.
High burden of proof.
But it might still be kind of low.
Because originally, it wasn't enough. So we had to tamper with evidence. Since it was such evident already, but we still had to tamper with evidence. The evidence is going to show my son did not see me murder his mom. The evidence is going to show he did not see me shoot his mom. The evidence is going to show my son said many things that are not true. The evidence is going to show that I called 911 during Kenyatta Barron's 911 call. But all of a sudden, it ends up after I called Kenyatta.
Twizzler head ass nigga.
After Kenyatta Barron's call was made, now I'm calling 911. But originally, I called 911 without even knowing she called 911 during her call. But the evidence is going to show that your representatives and law enforcement, local law enforcement, wanted to make it seem like I'm some kind of menace to society. And I ran after killing Kenyatta Barron, knowing that authority was on the way to kill my own children.
So he claiming the authorities killed his children? I'm dead.
I wonder why I would do something like that for no reason. And I'm standing here competent as can be, representing myself today.
See right there, when he said that, I do apologize about the audio. I literally have the volume on 300, well, a total of 300 decibels. However, you know, they recorded it on shitty ass shit. But, so, and there's only one side of audio or whatever for this clip. But he just claimed that he's competent and all this and that, and he's going to eat them words when they dog walk him with this verdict that's going to come out. I don't know what crazy I could do. Like, not crazy, but you know what I mean? I would be very surprised. Let me just say that. If this man does not get, you know, the life sentence, or obviously guilty, nobody is going to believe this shit. This nigga, like, no way. Yeah, the police did it now. The hell?
The evidence is going to show
if he followed Nature Boy, he might.
My son did not witness me viciously beat his mom to death. The evidence is going to show my neighbor, Khalil Brown, whom they are trying to keep out of this trial, witnessed me take 3 strikes. The evidence is going to show that law enforcement and this administration wanted to make me look like a menace to society. So they added several mini strikes on that video and audio that you just heard.
I hope that he don't get an appeal, period, because that's just wasting taxpayers' money, like when he guilty as hell. But Emmanuel said, I think that they should force him to get an attorney. His next appeal lawyer is going to try to get him a new trial for bad and insufficient representation. They probably will. You're right. They probably will, Emmanuel.
And they added several statements.
Yes, Patricia.
That
yes.
I did not say. Anything that I may have said, they exacerbated it and made me say it consecutively over.
You know, he kind of reminds me of that dude. Y'all know, on Living Color, wasn't Living Color the couple or whatever, the dude that was pro-black and he like misused words and made up shit and all that. That's who he kind of reminds me of. Like, and then he like kind of got the touch of the Law and Order, or a show where they have court and like the attorney is very powerfully spoken and, you know, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe kind of loud at times, but not screaming at the top of his lungs like this dude right here, you know?
Over like Allahu Akbar, which I may have said once or twice.
Like, I would have respected it even more if he came out like, look, I was on wet or shit, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I did this shit. I killed my family. I would respect it even more if he did that. Like, I'm still not fucking with you. We ain't gonna be pen pals and shit. But I could, you know, be like, you know, and this is why you don't use drugs or something. You know what I mean? But this dude trying to act like he had nothing. It wasn't his fault, and it was either the police, and at one point in time, he's gonna blame Kenyatta, his baby mama, allegedly. He's gonna talk about the disability of his daughter or whatever, and I'm the reason why she made it and all this and that, and like blame the baby's mom when, like, sir, then how did she die? The fuck?
But they wanted to make me seem like a terrorist.
Facts, observing.
So
Let him dig his own grave.
8 or 9 times, and you hear me calling Kenyatta Barron a bitch and a whore. The evidence is going to show that I called my dad after calling 911. But that call is all of a sudden missing from the T-Mobile records that we have acquired from T-Mobile. The 911 call that I made to 911 and the 911 call that you just heard cannot be proven that it was made, because after I called for an investigation of those 911 calls, all of a sudden they become missing from all evidence.
You know, I see where he's trying to go with this. You know, now it's T-Mobile's fault because they don't have the the phone records and all that, maybe because it never fucking happened. Let's be real here. You feel what I'm saying? Like, let's be honest. Bro, like, you just need to be honest with yourself. And he looks rough. Like, he looks rough. I have this right here. I rolled the blunt.
The evidence is going to show Kenyatta Barron supposedly made a 911 call, but you cannot find that on her call log, which we pulled from her actual phone. They say she made a call at 11:43. There's no 911 call at 11:43 on her call log. All of a sudden, after I called for an investigation of the original cause. That's what the evidence is going to show.
What'd you say, Collector's Edge? What's the problem now? Say that one more time. What happened?
The evidence is going to show I look alone, but I am backed by a mighty God. The evidence is going to show I love my children. And the evidence is going to prove to you that this whole entire case has been tampered with and fabricated before it's all said and done. I can guarantee you that. Mark my words. The evidence.
Like, what happened to the Kiki and the demons and all this and that? What happened to that part? Like, that situation doesn't matter anymore. It's just all these people that conspired to make him look like a murderer, allegedly, and they also tricked his son into believing at 8 years old. Now, I've had 8-year-olds before, obviously, right? They kind of know what they're talking about. It's not like you get, like, fam, like when they talk to younger children and shit, you know what I mean? They have people that are seasoned and they work with children and questioning children in a matter as to not lead them, but to have them speak freely on the events that actually happen. Like, okay, you're going to get a more truthful answer, you know what I mean? Whatever, out of an 8-year-old, possibly then, if you send just anybody in there to just talk to a child, maybe like that's 2 or 4 or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But like, this story is all over the place, fam.
To show.
He might be schizophrenic. He might be.
They say, I said, come out here, son, and help me kill this bitch. But my neighbor, Khalil Brown, nor my neighbor, Mona Lisa Brothers Gray, or any of her children, Mia Thompson, or Gracie
Somebody
Diggs,
accept a donation. Thank you for the donation.
or Mr. Gray heard me say any of those things. In fact, the evidence is going to show that Khalil Brown heard me say she killed me twice and then nothing else. The CRA is going to show. For some of you who don't know what that is, that's the criminal report affidavit that the law enforcement lead detective Thomas Sturks is the author of. The evidence will show that in that CRA, I told the neighbor, don't come outside, call 911 now. But you don't hear that on this audio for some reason. But you hear all these other things that I did not say. that same CRA will have the statements of Khalil.
That's what I was thinking, because he does come off very Law and Order-ish. Like, I don't know, but not the screaming part. I've never really heard anybody like scream, or one of them other court. Definitely, like, he ain't really never like watched a courtroom, like what goes on in a courtroom in real life. He's only watched like the TV shows, and it shows. Because even look at the judge, like, she's looking like smirking and all types of shit. At certain times she looked afraid and shit. I was rolling like, what in the fuck? But they have to allow it, because it is the law that you can represent yourself. So this is one of them times where they'll probably be changing the law soon, you know, eventually or something. I don't know. It's kind of funny though.
Saying that he saw me take 3 strikes with that shotgun.
Not some aliens, Emmanuel. I'm
and
dead.
Nothing else.
I wish I had that Law and Order ding. I'm gonna get it for tomorrow. I promise I will.
The evidence is going to show that Mr. Harmon here says that big chunk missing out of her arm was a bird shot. It was not.
Okay, and then he's also going to allude to that chunk missing out of her arm was not, like, included in evidence, or they didn't find it or whatever. That doesn't mean that, like, they had snuck it and put it in a bag and hid it, you know what I mean, to be nefarious or whatever. Bro, like, you blew a chunk out of her shit. That shit could have broke. It could have shredded all apart. Bro, you never know. You know what I'm saying?
Not a bird shot. And whatever kind of shot it was, if it was a slug shot or a bird shot, where's the missing pieces of her arm?
And what is he going to do with it? Is the pieces of her arm going to tell him, you know, this is proof right here. I didn't do it, because if I had took a chunk out of her arm, it would look different. But how did he know what she was shot with if he wasn't there? Feel me?
The evidence is going to show you will not see any missing pieces of her arm in that closet where she was shot. You should see some evidence.
I think the video messes up briefly right here. And then, yeah, and then it comes back in. Let me fast forward it a little bit.
Of shots, but there were several shots added to the wall to make it look like I was aimed at her head. That's what the evidence is going to show. Remember, I told you the evidence will not show you that my son witnessed me beat his mom to death, nor did he witness me shoot his mom. In fact, he didn't witness much at all.
Why? Because he was trying to fight for his own life to stay alive? Get away from your ass? Hide?
And the evidence will show that my son said my dad shot my mom. Is the correct statement. If you want to cite statements, if he even said it. Because I can guarantee you the evidence is going to show you we are under the most corrupt administration you've ever seen in your life. I guarantee you I wouldn't waste your time I would have already took a plea deal of some kind if I knew I did something like this.
And there's no proof that that is the truth. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he thought he could explain his way. Hold on, I'm gonna play it. Somebody at my door.
Because most people don't even go to trial when they know they killed somebody unjustly. The evidence is going to show you who the killers are.
I forgot what I was saying now. Never mind. He probably is constipated. You know, look how she looking at him. Like, you know what? I should go over there and just whack him in his damn head. Now, like I said, we've covered trials where she's been the judge before. We covered the Granville Ritchie trial, and we covered that whole thing. You feel me? So, I kind of like her as a judge. I believe that she is fair. You know what I'm saying? But the way that she looking at him, like, I'll go over there and knock them damn dreads off your head. Like, I don't know. Like, this shit is just comical to me. But he is doing the most in there. Look at how she looking at him. I was like, hell, dog.
I'm pleading not guilty to the charges of premeditated murder, attempted murder, aggravated child abuse or battery, arson, resisting arrest without violence. And while I'm at that, the evidence is going to show that they tased me for no reason. But they tampered with that video because they didn't want you to know the truth. And it might sound far-fetched, but I guarantee you, we're going to see who the liars are before it's all said and done. Mark my words, because my family lives were taken.
Yes, facts, no nonsense, Stucky. Observing stuff, so shit.
When my daughter was done, this is what the evidence will show. When my daughter was born, it was me who gave the command, the final command to keep her alive when she was on life support. When she was born, 2 pounds, 2 ounces, and couldn't breathe on her own, it was me who fought to keep her alive.
And then you turn around 9 years later and kill her?
But all of a sudden, I just want to take her life.
Like, and we'll never even know if that's true either. Like, he tries to make his baby mama, you know, Kenyatta, seem just like trash right here. And that's my fucking problem. Like, you done murdered your baby mama, your daughter, tried to kill your son, and now we supposed to believe that you ain't shit? I mean, that she ain't shit, and you were the savior. Your daughter was only alive for 9 years because of you, right? That's crazy to me.
I'm asserting justifiable homicide because I acted in self-defense and moved to protect myself and my children from Kenyatta Barron. I'm going to be showing with evidence several reasonable reasons to doubt the state's allegations against me. The evidence will show that the state cannot prove that I premeditatedly killed anyone because I didn't have any time to reflect or plot and plan as if everything happened suddenly and spontaneous.
And he just fucked up right there. Like, he did one of them things, like, you know, when Biden was walking up, you know what I'm saying, the plane steps, and he had slip and fell and shit, and they played it over and over again. He did that for like the last minute and a half with everything he said. Like, how do we know any of that for certain? You could plot and plan a murder in your head. That don't mean that you had like told anybody, went to Google and asked like, how do you kill a bitch? Like, you know what I mean? So there's no proof in that. And that's what the jury is going to be like having a, you know, what? Like, I just feel dumb even pointing out some of the shit that this fool ass nigga said. Marquise Lloyd, yeah.
Responding out of pure instinct and heat of passion. Eliminating any kind of premeditated design. And let me just say, the evidence will show that since the state plans to kill me, if they can say that I killed my family unjustly, they plan to premeditatedly kill me, so they cannot say or deny me the right to premeditatedly kill Kenyatta Barron if she killed my children. The evidence will show that Kenyatta Barron had several medications and drugs such as morphine in her system. The evidence will show she had a domestic history and was arrested for domestic violence that same year.
But she's the one that's dead, sir. Like, I'm done. Where's this demon that you slaughtered? You know what I mean? Like, what? And again, like I said, I don't like the way that he's making her seem like she not shit. She may have, you know, gotten a domestic before or whatever. But that doesn't mean that she would take the life of her daughter, though. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, ultimately, we also have the son that is saying, like, yes, he tried to kill me, fam. Like, I would believe that little boy before I would ever even imagine believing him. Because just off of what he's showing, like, does he think that what he's doing in this courtroom is powerful and, you know, he's really grasping, you know, everybody's attention? Nigga, you're only interesting right now because you are acting a fucking fool and your life is on the line. But then also, how would you feel, you know, minus the fact that he deserves to lose his life because he took the life of two other people, one being his daughter and then trying to take his son's life. But how do you think you would act if your life was on the line? Like, shit, he kind of in a lose-lose situation because the chances of him coming out of this whole thing without any charges, very, very small. And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying, if he gets found guilty, his life is on the line. So he might as well do or say something, shit. But what he's doing and saying is not it for me. What's good, Black Panther Reborn? Salute.
She also was born premature, just like Ronnie.
Judge, I object at this point.
I'm going to sustain the objection as to that particular argument regarding Ms. Barron being born prematurely. All right? You may continue on, Mr. O'Neill.
Now, I'm also just kind of amazed, but this is probably because prosecution didn't want to, like, object because he's making a fool out of himself. Literally, they could have got up and then just said, I rest my case. And then, you know what I mean? Like that, instead of doing a cross-examination or, I mean, really saying anything. Because they're not examined. This is opening statements, duh. But they could have just said something like that, and that would have been better than what the fuck this man is doing right here. But now he gonna convince us allegedly that a conspiracy happened to him. Now I do believe in certain conspiracies. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit do be true if you look into it or whatever, but you have to be open-minded. But to each their own. But now he wants to tell us that, you know, they're dead because it's some other motherfuckers and they're trying to frame him and shit, which definitely could happen, but I don't believe in this situation.
I didn't hear him state the basis of his objection.
I ruled, Mr. O'Neill, okay?
I understand, but
He told her state the basis of the objection, and then he like popped his collar like he really think he a lawyer right now, y'all.
I have to state the basis of my objections, right?
Well, that is correct, and I just assume what the objection is. So go ahead and state it for the record, Mr. Harmon.
Proper argument.
That's sustained.
The evidence will show that she threatened to kill me with a knife just a few weeks before the incident.
Facts,
and she was angry about my relationship with my other child's mom.
Listen, y'all.
And about the fact that we had to be cordial for our newborn son.
So now right here, he's trying to paint it that she's jealous because he and another chick had a baby together. So the baby mama had to have been angry as hell and was going to kill her children and then what? Take her life? Because we still like, how did she die and shit? You know what I mean? And he then just sat there and watched her, you know, try to kill the kids and shit, like, and did nothing. Didn't pick up the phone, didn't call nobody or anything, but it has to be her that was the aggressor, right? Now, I don't normally do this, but, you know, based off the fact of the son and, you know, body language, I'll read that shit. But, fam, like, this is the trashiest baby daddy I have seen in a very long time.
And
Okay?
the evidence will show that they have been going back and forth and arguing on Facebook and by telephone that whole afternoon before the incident.
Again, trying to blame her.
The evidence will show that...
Or is he trying to say that his other baby mama, the one that just had the newborn child, came over there and killed her and the daughter and then tried to kill the son? I'm lost at this point.
Me and my son was at my mom's house while I was putting brakes on my aunt's car.
And then I also feel like he's confused with the courtroom and the military because he keeps going into like this like, you know, pouting look. I don't know. And I don't know. I just seen that sometimes by military personnel, like especially like if they're training or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. My dad was a drill sergeant.
Me and my son spent the whole day at my mom and dad's house working on the car. When we came back home, I never knew she was arguing with my child's mom, my other child's mom, the whole day. That's what the evidence will show. Evidence will show that my daughter was prematurely born. She was autistic. My son Ronnie was diagnosed at the age of 3 with developmental delay and had the history of SLD. The evidence will also show that he was present but does not remember accurately or consistently what happened for many reasons, making him unreliable when it comes to the actual facts. He also has been diagnosed with PTSD, as he should be, because this is a very traumatic thing that he went through. He also was diagnosed with major depression disorder intermittent confusion, and delirium. The evidence is going to show, the evidence and testimony will show that Ronnie Blair, formerly known as Ronnie O'Neal IV, may have been coached on what to say by family members.
Objection to argument.
And or law
Hold on. I will overrule the objection.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. O'Neal, again, jury, this is what both sides believe the evidence is going to show. All right? And again, you will be the ultimate determiner of what the facts are. You may proceed, Mr. O'Neal.
Thank you, Your Honor. And these are also actual facts that Mr. Harmon left out when he told you about the report of his former psychologist. When he told you that he was adopted by his family members, which didn't work out as well, and he had to be placed with another family, which is now the Blair family. In that same report, it talked about how he may have been coached by family members. The evidence is going to show that my son was adopted by a detective who formerly worked in this case. Whom he now lives with. And I don't have a problem with that because he needs care. But I do have a problem with Mr. Blair being involved in this case, being called as a witness, being the new father of my son, and now he's being called as a witness when he could possibly have been coached by his new father.
Objection.
Who is
Speculation
law
and
enforcement.
proper argument.
All right, and again, Mr. O'Neal, I'll rule the objection. Again, this is what Mr. O'Neal is asserting the facts will be. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. The evidence will show and prove that very vital evidence was definitely tampered with, which was a strategic omission to cover up the facts of this case, making much more of the evidence unreliable. As I know for a fact, it was altered as well. The evidence is going to show that the 911 call of Kenyatta Barron is not compatible with what Khalil Brown saw and heard outside of my home. The evidence is going to show, when it's all said and done, who put those excessive lacerations on Kenyatta Barron's face. I can guarantee you that. In this trial or the next one, I can guarantee you that. Because like I said, I look alone, but I'm backed by a mighty God.
And he should have never said that, because you could never be convinced that everybody on the jury actually believes in God or has a faith. He was dumb in assuming that, because off that alone, like, you know, this religion or to not religion is a very deep, you know, concept or whatever. And believe it or not, it can be a deal breaker in a lot of situations when inserted when it's not need be. Especially like you talking about God got your back. Fam, them people probably know just like all of us, that you killed your daughter, and you did all this, fam. Couple of minutes left.
And ultimately, it will show that none of the state's witnesses can draw any conclusions, especially because they didn't see anything that refutes my self-defense claim and theory. And nor can the state do so beyond their very reasonable doubts that will be revealed. The very reasonable doubts that will be revealed by me. And that's all I have to say.
So that was what he had to say. And y'all, I'm just like, he has some nerve. Like, he really does. I think that he did way too much up on that stand, like, period. Like I said, I do have another video that I want to show you guys, but obviously I'm not gonna, I had to be to work at 11:30, so I'm gonna be a little bit late, but that's fine. There's another video that I want to show, which is basically the one that we just went over, but it's actually by a lawyer. Y'all know I went to law school. I ain't completed. I have flyaways and shit. I didn't complete it all the way, but I do, you know, plan on going back maybe eventually. I don't know. I feel some type of way about it because being a lawyer, you got to represent, you know what I'm saying, somebody and shit. I don't know. But anyway, but he is actually a lawyer and he has a channel. His channel is called Lawyer You Know, just Lawyer You Know. So I was watching that earlier and I was like, damn, I like the way that he broke that down and stuff like that. But now that we do have at least an hour and something minutes long of, you know, the trial, what happened today, and it looks like the cross-examination of his son, I will definitely be talking about that tomorrow. And I hope that 10 Tampa Bay continues to get that court you know, video and sound and stuff like that, and hopefully does a better job than Fox 13 or whatever did today. But this case is, you know, I think we all know what's pretty much gonna happen, but just for the hell of it, let's see how this all plays out or whatever. I don't know, it could be very interesting, but this shit is crazy. Yes. So I'm going to go make sure that I scoop up everything from 10 Tampa and make sure that I double scrub. Like I said, to do this live, I kind of just grabbed the clips. I thought I looked, you know, I did notice that some YouTube search features are not there. So they're always changing shit though. So that's fine. But I'll scrub and see what else I can dig up and stuff like that. Other than that, I do already have other content for us to look at, but I'm kind of like into this case right now. You know what I'm saying? I got to deal with these flyaways. Otherwise, that shit gonna get on my nerves. But anyway, much love, you guys. It was great to, you know, kick it with y'all. I miss y'all. I really do. And now after tonight, me working this, you know, overnight or night shift or whatever, I will be back to my normal work shift, you know what I'm saying, when I return back to work from my day off. So you guys will see me more and stuff like that. And I do miss you, like I said. So stay you, stay royal. Please stay uncompromisable. Make sure you stay woke, because there's a lot of shit going on. But much love to everybody in here. Salute to the mods. Salute to the person that donated. I decided that I'm going to stop saying who donated unless you give me permission, because I don't want to put anybody on the hot seat. There's a lot of drama going on and stuff like that. But you know who you are. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys tomorrow. So 6 p.m. Central, if not earlier. But I'm thinking 6 p.m. Central my time. So